Malevolent Movies presents The Hunt for Holiday Horror, featuring
Festicul.
Sean has selected 2007's Thankskilling.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Malevolent Movies, the podcast, episode number 35, and we are about to talk about our second of three films celebrating Festicul and just the hunt for holiday horror.
Festicul's hunt for holiday horror, possessive.
That's right. Yep, he's moving up in the world even farther, and this year it's Festicul's hunt for holiday horror, and far be it from me being on Festicul's team.
A minion of Festicul, yes.
Yeah, I don't want to anger the guy. So
actually, this is an ambush on Sean. It's four of Festicul's minions versus Sean. Sean's on his own.
I'm so bummed Trevor couldn't be here for this episode, and I feel that pressure because I know technically that Trevor and I are kind of against each other, but we're against each other against Festicul and the rest of the crew. So
the enemy of your enemy is your friend.
That's what they say.
Is your lover.
That's what they say. No.
Yeah, Joe's here too.
No.
And Joe's here too.
Yeah.
So,
I always
Sean,
tried to make it. I didn't want to sleep
Garbage
in.
Pail Buckley's here.
Because you stink like garbage, Joe.
I thought it was just because my room smelled like garbage. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll try to shower a little bit
It's the
more.
chicken and the egg. Is it the room smelling like garbage that makes you smell like garbage, or was it you smelling like garbage made the room smell like garbage? We'll never know.
Okay, well, you know what? I think I'm going to have to bring out the Glade then. I didn't know I'd have to do it this early.
What? You know I'd have to do it this early.
You knew he'd have to do it at
take
some
it
point,
easy.
though.
You gotta breathe in there, man. There's no circulation in that room.
No, I know.
Oh, God. You're
It's
gonna
fine.
die,
It's just
Joe.
chemicals. It's just rough chemicals.
Rough chemicals.
No, Joe.
Instead of the...
What?
I missed it.
I
What
could
did he
probably
do?
take a hit.
She sprayed it
sprayed
right
it in
next
his
to his
mouth.
mouth.
Oh, Joe.
You just inhaled so much of that.
Joe,
Glade.
stop.
No.
I want to embarrass you in other ways. I wanted to start this out by asking you to make a turkey gobbling sound. Go.
Oh, okay.
God.
I'm good, Joe.
Go back to
thank
eating
you.
the Glade.
So, Sean, why don't you tell us, even though it's in the title of the video and the podcast, what is your movie tonight?
It is Thankskilling, which I couldn't really get a determinate date. 2007, 2008, 2009. It's referenced all those dates on
And
the
the
internet.
references are early 2000s?
Yeah.
Or not even.
Yeah.
When was the John Benet Ramsey case?
That
was the 90s.
Yeah. That's perennial. So that pops up every couple of years.
Well,
Every
you know
couple of
what's
years,
actually
it's
crazy with
news
that
again.
is I had Googled it earlier, and there was actually within the last 24 hours some sort of DNA testing on that case
Oh, wow.
that
No way.
is causing the Boulder police to re-examine the evidence.
Do you know
Like
what they,
like today.
Wow.
you know what they found? It was a bunch of turkey feathers.
Well,
There it
busted
is.
wide open.
Turkey. It was
You know,
turkey.
It was some sicko working that case, and he was watching Thankskilling over the holidays, and he's like, "Shit, god damn it, I didn't even think about this." And watching the goofs on Thankskilling, he's like, "You know what? I really need to. There's some evidence in the John Benet Ramsey case. I should probably dig up." Then, and it's because of Thankskilling they're gonna crack that case,
Yep,
Oh my God, there were some
absolutely.
feathers stuffed down that child's throat.
and then they're gonna do a documentary about Thankskilling and how that cracked the case.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
And
they're
we'll
gonna
be
reference
featured in
this
the
podcast.
documentary. We
Yes.
helped crack the case.
Yep. It'll be like the Starved Rock Murders documentary, which one of us on this podcast is in.
Yeah,
And
on HBO.
My truck is in it twice. So Sean's voice may be in the documentary, but my truck made it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't come on down to the igloo. It's OMG good. By the way,
love it.
talking about Chester Weger, the Star Doctor.
So, yeah, side note, not to cross-pollinate, if you have HBO Max, watch the Starved Rock Murders or Murders at Starved Rock, whatever it's called on HBO.
The Haunting
Because
of Foster
that-
Cabin.
The Haunting at Starved Rock Cavern. Because not only will you hear Sean at the beginning and you see Zach's truck. But also, if you're a fan of the Benevolent Buckley Show, if you're a fan of Butcher the Bakers, etc., you will see Mr. Dan Cherney. From what I hear, I haven't seen the episode
yes,
yet. But
he's in there, and my wife Sarah did a spit take.
A spit shit.
When Dan Cherney got on the screen, she's like, the demonic priest from Butcher the Baker, Grace's room is in this.
Yeah.
Dude, what a shame
doesn't
that,
know-
that production company didn't take 2 minutes to IMDb Dan. So, like,
I know.
they would have removed him after they saw that.
Yeah, well, like, what was it? There was like a Facebook comment. It was like some old disgusting fat lady, and she was like,
Jesus,
"I
Joe.
hope this." What? I'm just saying. I hope this time you're not some demonic priest in this movie.
But why do they have to be a disgusting old fat woman?
I saw her picture. It's not my fault. I saw her picture.
And I
It's
know
not my
who you're
fault.
talking about. I actually know who you're talking about. Incorrect all around.
Ryan, he saw the image of a woman's head who looks like she might be in her 40s or 50s. So for Joe, that's
Yeah, she's in her 50s.
He didn't click
She's
on it.
she's at stage 212. I mean, she's
Okay.
part
Joe,
of
you're
he's in our
Yeah.
orbit. She's in our orbit.
you're misogynist,
Damn
you're
it, Joe.
ageist.
I really hope she doesn't come back. I hope she doesn't get word of this, and she goes on an anti-Buckley campaign.
What do we need her for? We've been doing great for 5 years.
I
man.
understand.
We've been
trashing
doing
your
it
ass.
forever. We have a whole podcast dedicated to it.
Joe, if she did that, if she caught him on the street, Joe would get down on his hands and knees and be like, "Oh, please don't do anything to poor Friar Buck. Oh, please. I'm a good soul deep down inside.
Please let me be in a play. Please, I always wanted to be in a play.
Or I could just play with your."
Yeah, you probably haven't went through menopause yet.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
God.
Thanks, I
Thankskilling.
knocked it down.
Episode
I mean-
35.
Did you though?
I believe, maybe. I don't know.
I
I just gotta
believe.
throw the jerk out there, see if it sticks.
You have a different bar than the rest of us, Joe.
Did you say I got to throw the jerk out there?
I just gotta throw the joke out there.
I think you
see
said
if it
jerk. I'm
sticks.
gonna watch this back
Yeah.
later.
I just gotta throw the jerk out there, see if it sticks. Okay,
Yeah.
you can play it back.
I got to throw the
They're
jerk
always
out
throwing-
there and see what sticks.
They're always throwing the jerk out there. Every time you walk in, people are like, "Oh, there's the jerk."
Hey, you know, my cousin actually sells beef jerky now. You can
We
go to
know.
Buckley Bites and get
Hey,
some.
stop promoting
We
it until
know.
he gives us free jerky.
Okay,
I'm sure
okay.
it's trash.
It is lovely jerky. It is tender. It's moist.
I don't know. It
It's
shouldn't be
chewy.
fucking tender. It shouldn't be fucking tender if it's beef jerky, man.
If you're
That's
a
the
big
problem.
fan
No,
of
no, that's a good
raccoon,
shit. That's a
opossum,
good- no.
crows,
Absolutely
Yeah.
not. It's 100%
Beaver
USDA
dick.
certified ground.
Yeah.
It's beef.
I was gonna say, how much of it is offal?
No, it's beef. You know, you can get several varieties. You can get original.
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
get
that was a
teriyaki.
mess. This
You
shit
can
was
I don't
a
get-
care,
You
I'm
can
never
get
eating it.
Szechuan.
I'm never
You
eating
can
it.
get hot and spicy.
Okay.
Speaking of offal, turkeys often are full of offal. When you buy them from the store, you get the giblet package, and this movie is full of just giblets and guts and gore and goofs. And I tell you, I had a history with this movie that wasn't good. I didn't like it the first time I watched it a long time ago. But I'm going to say right now, I had a blast. I actually had a great time this time watching Thankskilling.
Ryan is
Good.
having a 2000s renaissance this year.
I am.
You're just
I
falling in love with all those movies from the mid 2000s that they harken back to a time that you think of fondly.
I do. That's the day of 4M or the years of 4M, Sean and R's movie club and stuff. And although Thankskilling came out afterwards, it would have definitely been part of the club.
100%. And Ryan, I alluded to in the last episode and actually mentioned, like, I had a bad experience with Thankskilling the first time too. I don't know if I was a few beers deep. I tried watching it. I wasn't in the mood. I fell asleep. I had a terrifying nightmare about the turkey in this film, and I couldn't shake it. And I never really gave it a chance after that. But when Festicul, he's biting me, God damn it, with his rules, then things had to go down this way. Do we need to go down this path? How this movie came about again?
Yeah. So
Or-
you had a keyword and then 2 naughty list items, 2 no-nos that you couldn't have. Your keyword was it had to be something that comes to life / a sentient object. That means or, not and. So
Right.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. And then also no Christmas and no New Year's.
Yeah.
You
And I
got
originally had no Thanksgiving, right? And then I was like, oh, that's too easy. And then like Icarus, I flew too close to the sun, my wings burned off, and Festicul was like, fuck you, no Christmas. So which takes away majority of the options in the hunt for holiday horror. And man, I did not want to pick Thankskilling. It was the first thing I thought of because I had my bad history with it. It was the first thing Tyler suggested. He's like, I got a perfect movie for you. You got to do this. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. My bad history with Thankskilling. And man, I searched high and low. I found movies about killer pants, movies about killer sandwiches. There was a great movie that my wife and Tyler found that was a compilation, an anthology that of holiday that featured a killer rabbi doll.
Oh,
yeah.
But then there was another part that was about a killer Santa coat, and it was all Christmas. And I'm like, I'm going to lose the points for that, and I can't let Festicul get away with this shit. And then there's only one that I know that I found, Hanukkah movie, and it's actually called Hanukkah, starring the late.
I thought about that. Yeah,
Haig, yeah. But it doesn't have anything coming to life. It's just a straight slasher. So here we are with Thankskilling. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm proud of this pick. I'm very proud of this pick.
I laughed more. Yeah, I went in thinking of, Thankskilling. and then, within like 10 minutes, I was smiling. I was like, this is okay. And then I was laughing more than I thought I would. And by the end, I was like, that was a good time. It's a brief hour and 6 minutes. You're in, you're out. I think all the characters are likable for what they're trying to be. And it's clever. It's more clever than it has any right to be.
Yeah.
We watch so many horror comedies, and I've about hit my wall. I've about hit the wall where I almost never, and I know I will because of this channel, but I almost never want to watch a low-budget horror comedy ever again because it just doesn't work. And Thankskilling, though, when the people behind it are like a Chris LaMartina or something, or Jordan Downey in this case, where they've got the talent, they've got the skills. They're able to pull it off and give you laughs that you didn't expect. And that's, what
Just
I think Thankskilling.
One day we might find another murder party in like the rough.
Well, that's not comparable, but Murder Party is amazing, but that's not comparable.
No, I understand.
That was not a schlocky. That's not a schlocky. No. That's not.
Well, it's a zero budget horror comedy. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
he's not wrong there.
A lot of different type of talent behind that movie there, Joe.
Yeah, they weren't making a movie about a silly killer,
No, I understand.
It's a different kind of clever.
Maybe one day we could find something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
We can all hope, Joe. But we're more likely to find another spaceship terror.
Ooh.
But yeah, I saw Thankskilling years and years and years ago and was super pumped when they made the sequel. I love the sequel. It's like the Gremlins 2 of sequels where it has.
And I haven't seen it, so I
did not like the sequel. I saw it with Tyler, and I didn't.
You have mentioned that so many times. I'm gonna murder your fucking ass.
On the Thanksgiving episode.
Tyler has bad taste in movies. Tyler has bad taste in movies.
But Thankskilling this is like the epitome of like the mid 2000s. What I originally thought was shot on video because I watched this as a DVD from Family Video, but the cut that I have, like, was this a 16 millimeter film? Because it looks pretty good.
I don't know. But
2009.
There's like
they would have had 1080 digital cameras in 2009.
But there's so little grain.
Yeah.
Like I'm shocked. I was shocked when I first saw this. And also I don't know if anybody, I don't remember, but I don't know if Sean or Ryan, if you guys remember that opening credits. That has to be like an afterthought. That can't be the original.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And what I read, the budget was $3,500.
Oh yeah, 3,000. No way they shot on film. That wouldn't cover a can.
But I'm wondering because I think at least a couple of the guys involved in this, and I know the director for sure, were in college, I think, for film. And I'm wondering if maybe they were able to rent the cameras from school.
Yeah.
Had access to it to cut costs, and I read they shot it over the summer between semesters too. So maybe that explains some of that.
And there was a podcast, Shockwaves no longer exists. A couple of years ago, they interviewed Jordan Downey, the director, because he made a movie called The Headhunter That's a completely different kind of film from Thankskilling. And a great interview with him. And he kind of talked about like making this movie. He almost now seems like, yeah, I didn't realize, this wouldn't have been my calling card, my opening calling card necessarily.
Yeah.
It was kind of a goof, with his friends. And it just, and then they made the sequel and everything. But it's like the guy's a legit great filmmaker, or is growing into it. And you can see the seeds of that, I think, in Thankskilling. He was able to make a fun, clever movie about a killer turkey puppet with no money.
Well, a lot of the jokes revolve around the fact that this is a very low budget film. So it's like anything and everything that they can poke fun of, they do. Like whether it's, the scene, the acting, the mere story elements, I was kind of shocked this time going back. It's not the same sense of humor throughout. Like you every now and again, you feel like you're kind of getting bogged down with the same thing, but then they left hook you with some fucking good goofs.
Yeah,
they drop a couple R's and F's stuff in there, and they kind of like ooh.
Some of it has definitely changed because I watched this for the first time in college, and it was like Friendsgiving, and we were like drunk as hell, and we're like, put it on, and then I was like, I've watched it like 3 or 4 times since, but it's been a minute, and I was like, some of this humor definitely didn't age very well, but it's still, it's a goofy good time.
Yeah,
I'm ready to talk about
it.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about it.
All right. Okay. Thankskilling. We start opening on the screen. The year is 1621. The olden days, moments after the first Thanksgiving. First shot, cut up close of a woman's nipple and some big old boobies. Because if you go back to the DVD artwork, it says warning, boobs in the first second. And that's exactly what you get. They deliver on that promise, and you gotta love that, when you're getting what you're delivered. And then those big old boobies, they belong to a blonde woman, and she's wearing the traditional pilgrim garb, except her boobuses are out.
Normally that wasn't allowed. Normally she would have been burned at the stake, but we're allowed it for Thankskilling.
Well, we didn't have photographs back then, so maybe they all naturally had cutouts in them. Maybe it was historically accurate. I don't know. I don't know. So she's out in the woods, and she is looking absolutely terrified. There's some dramatic music playing, and there's something chasing after her. We don't know. What could it be? And we cut to a weird pinkish purple POV filter coming through the woods towards her. What could this be? We find out, turkey vision. Cut to another close-up of the milk jugs. Has the pilgrim lost her attacker? This woman is played by a Wanda Lust, by the way.
Wanda Lust.
I didn't look her up because I didn't want that on my search engine, but feel free to give that a whirl, Tyler, or whoever's clicking away right now.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, go for it, Joe.
Yeah, look up. I believe she pops up or pops open in Thankskilling 3.
Let me see.
Pops out as she's I think she's called like Naked Astronaut or something in Thankskilling 3.
She's a retired American adult film actress.
Oh yeah, no, I see a picture of her vagina in it.
Fuck.
Yeah, here she is.
Okay, you're getting it. I'm taking your turkey hobble and I'm blurring you or censoring you.
Show. Damn it! It's your fault when you make me laugh because I shouldn't be.
It's okay. It's funny. But no, that opening scene was shot in a public park without a permit. It says on the IMDb.
No way.
Yeah, that's what it says.
That's what it says.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some scowling mother just like trying to cover like her child's eyes, and like they thought they were gonna have a fun day in the park.
Broad.
Yeah. Gross woman just trying to shield a young Joe from boobs.
Look, Joe.
I hate them.
Joe. Just because they shot in a public park without a permit doesn't mean they were just like, fuck anyone around. I guarantee you, if they did see, they waited until they had a moment where there was no one around.
Yeah.
It's probably early morning. They're not just being like, fuck it, it's in a public park. So that means there's people constantly around. No.
Yeah. Okay. I understand.
Okay. That's inconceivable for
Joe.
Joe.
They'd get arrested. You know what I mean?
For Joe, the idea that they would make a response, like do it responsibly while doing something like a moral is just not on the table. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
yeah.
like we've done a lot less than this, but like you got to pick and choose when you do it.
Yeah.
It's not like Brain with his dick flopping around in Skin Deep where they just did it on the street anywhere. I have a feeling they chose a public park because it is very dense trees and everything like that.
Yeah. Well, see, that when Joe hears public
She's
park,
not like in an open field.
Yeah.
Joe never goes to parks. You know what I mean? That's outdoors stuff.
Maybe I think they're a lot more crowded than they are.
That's
Yeah,
exactly.
that might be
You think a public park is Six Flags. You think it's just constant people in lines.
Hey, the tilt-a-whirl's broken at this park.
Why? Is it your cousin's park?
No. If my cousin had a park, he would have wonderful rides, I'm sure.
You do have a relative with a park.
Oh, the other cousin. Yeah.
I'm making fun of your family member's janky, crappy carnival.
No, it's a fine carnival.
4
It's for
rides
small
and one
children.
broke.
It's a fine
It's for
establishment. No
small
one's died in
children.
5 years.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Free piece of Buckley. Jesus, Joe.
They're passing out Buckley. They sell Buckley Bites
Buckley
jerky
Bites?
there at the carnival
They do?
now.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah,
it.
of course they do.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's their family.
All right, so Miss Jugs is running away. There is more dramatic music, and then, oh no! Like a clumsy mess, she trips over a rock and she falls on her face and her boobs. Now she's scooting away on her butt from something. Something is chasing after her. She can't get up and run for some reason. She's stuck to the ground, and she's petrified. Her attacker's approaching, and it's revealed it is a turkey. Nice tits, bitch. It's a talking killer turkey. And an already bloody traditional Native American tomahawk raises up and presumably comes down, crashing down on her partially nude victim as she shields her eyes and screams. Title card. Boom. Thankskilling. There you go, Joe.
Stop laughing, Ryan.
I just wanted to add something. I just wanted to contribute.
And if you've never seen the turkey, it looks pretty cool, and it's got some expressive eyes, and it's obvious. It's obviously
fun-
like, it's a hand stuck up at the turkey's ass and manipulating its mouth. But it looks cool. It looks fun.
Yeah.
It looks kind of badass. And then we get this title card opening credits, and like Tyler alluded to, it looks fucking good. It's like blood splattered 3D opening credits. And I don't know how they pulled this off, given the time and budget. Like, I think you're probably right. It may have been added later. I don't know. We need to find like an early cut of it.
Yeah, I would assume it's maybe like the distributor did that part.
Yeah.
For sure.
Probably.
Yeah, it's very similar to like the My Bloody Valentine 3D.
Yeah.
The remake, the way those opening credits were. There's some odd names credited here, including General Bastard. So then we get the first official shot. We open up on a lively and colorful college campus as some light Gin Blossoms-esque pop rock plays. Students are milling around. There's live leaves are on the ground. The fall foliage sets the tone.
I legit liked almost all the songs in this movie. I know the songs were, indie songs perhaps, or maybe they were written for, but regardless of the genre, like that Gin Blossoms type of song at the beginning, or there's a death metal kind of song later on. I liked all the music in this movie. I was like, damn, I'd like to find those songs.
No, for sure. And I didn't mention, but I really, really enjoy like the Thankskilling theme, the one that plays during the credits.
Yeah, I like that. I did like that.
Yeah,
it's
pretty badass.
Yeah, it sounded a little
Sounded
bit
a lot like It Follows, like the It Follows main theme. A little bit.
Joe was thinking of that time he
this...
followed a woman home and he's doing his own soundtrack.
Yeah, well, I was making turkey sounds. I was going.
I'm coming for you, bitch.
That's just fun. Nice kick, bitch.
Jesus.
I'm just quoting the film. I'm quoting the film.
Genuinely, most of the jokes the turkey does throughout the movie remind me of something Joe would have come up on the spot.
Yeah.
And I
just
kind of want...
right then there.
So funny, real funny.
Fuck off.
I kind of want a Thankskilling 5, I guess, if they're skipping the numbers for the next sequel. I would like it, so with one of these little weird bird creatures to have Joe's voice. I think that could be a hit. Not Joe's comedy. Someone's writing the line, of course. But just
damn.
Joe's.
If I remember
voice.
correctly, the turkey has a son in the sequel, and the son sounds like, "Oh, hey, Daddy." It might as well be Joe.
Give us your best. Give us your best Turkey voice. Like you're a character. You're the grandson of Turkey in this movie.
Oh, come on, you guys. I don't want to get dumped in the big boiler.
I would be like the dumb turkey sidekick. Yeah.
Turkeys are made in boilers.
You mean the broiler?
The boiler. I don't want to go in the boiler.
Jesus.
He's turned into Simple Jack, and now he's got the haircut for it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always
Well, I'm sure Simple Jack was a nice man.
He sure was, Joe.
Okay.
That's from Tropic Thunder, Joe.
The internet loves Tropic Thunder, Joe. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Joe's
Fuck
never seen
off.
it?
No, never.
Of course he's never seen
Boy.
it. What's next, Sean?
Okay, yeah, please. So a smug-looking guy with some short, dark hair emerges from one of the college buildings. He's got a football and a Letterman jacket, so he's a jock. Then a big-boned, hillbilly-looking kid with a camo hat, some shaggy hair, and a goatee springs on the steps, and Hulk Hogan's his white tank top rips it open. Spring break! The jock tells him to put away his big old man boobies, but he says he's just doing it to get Allie to show hers. And they cut to Allie, who's flashing her purple bra.
It works.
Woo! Spring break. And then the
Spring
prude
boobs.
girl. Yeah. After break, I went to head back to school. It was sunny outside, but the wind was kind of cool. Walking down the hallway, smiles from ear to ear. It's my favorite time of year. It's my favorite time. Booby, booby, boobies, boobies in the air. Booby, booby, boobies, boobies in the air. Springtime boobs are the best sweaters I do detest. You cannot hide that rack because spring boobs are back.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Thank you, Joe.
That was a concept that
Was that an
That
improv
Sean
thing, Sean,
and-
or is that from something?
It's from my old I guess I don't even know what you'd call it, experimental
club?
performance group. And that was a concept at IVCC, a friend of ours, that the whole spring boobs.
Bring boobs. Okay.
Because when the weather got warmer, then the sweaters
Coming
disappeared.
off.
Yes, Joe.
Yeah, there was a period of time, a small window of time where it had been cold so long that when it gets a little bit warm, some women would go really hard and be wearing less than they would be. So it went from having like 30 degrees to now it's 55. But everywhere you see, it's just like, almost springtime or almost summertime, with the halter tops, etc. And it was it only lasted about
I'm saying at the same time, then all the guys in the same vein would start wearing shorts, even though it was only like 50 degrees or 45 degrees or something.
Yeah, everybody went real hard for about a week, went too far because they're just happy to get any bit of nice warm weather, and that was the phenomenon.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. It's too much banging.
Uh-oh.
All right.
You're scaring the kids, Sean.
I'm sorry. So the jock guy, that is Johnny. Billy is the hillbilly. The slutty McSlutterson showing off a bra. That is Allie, and the prude is Kristen, and that's the one who tells it's Thanksgiving. It's not Titsgiving. Put them away. And
I want to get this out of the way. I apologize. I'm interrupting. I love Johnny, Billy, Darren, and Allie for their abilities and their lack of abilities. But Kristen, there's one or two moments that she has with some good deadpan delivery. But other than that, I really struggle to get on board with Kristen. I don't know if
Kristen.
I think she was
Let me see what else
miscast.
she's done.
Yes, I would say miscast is a great word for it.
Yeah.
Because she's supposed to play, the goody girl, I guess, or whatever. But she's just kind of bland.
Yeah.
And everybody else is very sharp with their characterization. She was not she was the weak link of this cast. Because I think this cast is great.
Yeah.
She's not really an accomplished actor. The only two films she's done has been Thankskilling, and she was in Terror Firmer as the two-sexed freak woman. That's why it's listed on IMDb.
Not nearly as accomplished as Joe Buckley.
Yeah.
I've got
And
5
his-
credits. I've got
yeah,
5
and his
credits
5
on
credits.
IMDb. Yeah.
Well, that's right. With the main ensemble cast, that's like, because this is my first time actually sitting down and watching this, and you're talking about like the tonal shifts. Like, I didn't know if some of the stuff was supposed to be purposely bad acting and bad delivery and bad performance, and it was because of her performance that it always skewed that.
Sure.
You know, so I'm like, I just think this is bad. This isn't like purposely fun bad. It's just bad.
Yeah.
And like it kind of threw off the bits for some of the other people at certain points in there.
Sure.
To your point.
Yeah. She's definitely the weak link, I would say, of the cast, of the entire cast.
So at this point, probably the strongest link in the cast is in my opinion, Darren, the nerd kid, shows up.
Yeah.
And Billy the hillbilly says, he's a little weird, but you'll get used to it. He's Darren. He's your stereotypical nerd. He's got tucked in shirt, buttoned all the way up, glasses. And then Darren and Johnny meet, and Darren apparently follows the school football teams. He knows that Johnny is the backup QB, and he said he would have been the starter if he didn't get hurt last year. And that actually does become an important fact later on. And then Darren starts doing, I love this stuff. The weird hand thing. That's his character trait that he keeps doing.
The sloppiness.
Yeah.
And it grosses Johnny and everybody out. He feels up Johnny's muscle. It's a weapon of mass destruction. And Billy says he's got a muscle Darren can feel. He's alluding to his penis. Joe, that's what's going on.
Joe, his hard ding-a-ling, I understand.
Yeah. And then this weird crew of friends, they all hop in a Jeep and go on a Thanksgiving break adventure, which leads, why is it always a Jeep? Why does our gang always get in a Jeep?
It's not
maybe
very
it's like
practical.
nice and open. Yeah,
but it's not very large. I mean, they are all like crammed in there, and Billy is not a small man to be sitting in the back of the Jeep.
No.
Oh, no.
But
So it is a good question.
In Shredder, Jeep.
Yeah.
In the convent, Jeep.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. They're
Are
just
there any other
interesting
Malevolent
looking,
movies with
maybe.
Jeeps?
I'm sure there
Oh,
are.
there's got to be, if we think about it.
I mean, even like Butcher the Bakers, we got like a big kind of almost Jeep
We did
car.
have a Jeep in
We got a big almost kind of Jeep.
It was a Jeep
did
Wrangler,
it too.
actually,
Was it?
Joe.
Okay,
it was
okay,
a Jeep.
okay.
Yeah. So
I'm not a car guy. I'm not a car man.
To our credit, I think it was just availability of a vehicle.
Yeah, and it had the lights on the. Yeah, it worked for us, but I don't know.
And it could just be like the pop culture way that we feel about Jeeps. Like a car can be, going anywhere. A truck, but when a Jeep is a fun vehicle. It just has that, like, okay, we're in a Jeep. That means we're going somewhere fun.
Yeah,
or we're Chuck Norris. We're one of the two things.
I saw a Jeep in Jurassic Park when I was a kid, and I said, I want that. And in my whole life, I wanted the Jeep Wrangler. I not as an adult, I don't, but like growing up, I thought they were the coolest thing around, And maybe there's something like you said. Maybe it's just that people see Jeeps and they're just like, man, these are fun. These are badass,
Or maybe
When I
everyone's
see a
like
Jeep,
you.
I
and they
think to
saw-
myself, damn, I hope I don't get eaten by a T-Rex.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's that influence. Everybody saw Jurassic Park. It was such an influential movie as kids, and like they grew up all wanting Jeeps, and then those
That could
Jeeps
be.
just ended up in indie movies.
Yep.
And
That's
I don't
what
want to die on the turlet.
the turlet. Go die in the turlet.
That's what he screamed in the T-Rex's mouth. I don't want to die in the turlet.
So we go from the Jeep to having fun on their Thanksgiving trip, and we cut to the woods, and we see a weird broken down shack, and there's a country bumpkin sort in jean shorts and a cutoff shirt and long gray scraggly hair, and he's gross, but his dog Lassie is adorable and looks just like Lassie. Oh, and Lassie takes off to the woods, and old hillbilly says, "Don't run too far now, Lassie. Almost dinner time." We cut back to the Jeep, and Billy goes to change the radio, and he smells like ass. And Darren takes this opportunity to ask everyone to say, it's Thanksgiving break, go around the Jeep and say what you're thankful for. And Billy, he says, well, he's thankful for Darren's mom's got the juiciest poon in town. And that's what he's thankful for, because he's got the jokes.
Laughing, shameful.
Billy's the Joe Buckley of the crew in Thankskilling.
That's why, because I'm like, yep.
And then Allie, the Skanky Spice, she says, what's poon? And it's supposed to be a funny joke, but this brought up a traumatic memory for me, guys. And if you don't mind,
tell us more.
if I could share this right now,
please.
It's a safe space here. We're listening.
Thank you. Okay, because I haven't thought about this in years, and Thankskilling once again brought up a traumatic memory for me. So I believe it was freshman year of high school, maybe a sophomore year. I don't know. English literature class. And like it's been referenced on this podcast before, required reading was The Things They Carried, which I believe, if I remember, it's about Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
And
I thought it was like about chores and shit. I didn't like that book.
God damn it, Joe.
It's a good book, Joe.
So I'm reading this book and you know, I'm loving it and I'm comprehending it all except one single word that seems to come up in every paragraph in this book, and that is poontang. Everybody's searching for poontang. And contextually, my 15-year-old sheltered brain can't figure it out. So I take my paper back of the things they carried, bring it up to the teacher's desk, and I'm saying, hey, you know, I'm really enjoying this book. I got one problem, Miss Elizabeth. What's poontang?
You know, what's funny is I think that I had a similar, like, I don't think I've ever thought about it, but I remember specifically in my head when I think of Tang, like the beverage.
Sure.
When I think of that, my brain also thinks of the things they carry, and I think in my head, as an adult, you're telling me right now that as a kid, like I think I was freshman high school, I thought they were talking about delicious orange drink.
Yeah,
didn't think about it.
I'm looking for a nice, cool glass, tall glass of poontang.
Can't wait to get home to get my orange drink. Like, I guess
that was scarce and
Oh, no.
That was scarce and knob, you know?
Yeah.
It didn't have a lot of luxury.
Agent
there.
Orange, but that's it. I genuinely, I don't think I ever put the two together. Wow.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
for real. And you know what? God bless my teacher, because she kind of like took me aside into like a hushed tone, like alluded to what it was, so it wasn't like loud in front of the class, because she was trying to save me embarrassment, even though at the time I didn't know what I was supposed to be embarrassed about.
Yeah.
It's like a,
So, you know,
that's
God bless her.
it's Liz. What did she say? Like, what was the actual verbiage? That
I
you
don't
were
even,
just
dude, I don't even know.
Vagina?
Because I'm sure my
Vagina?
face turned beet red because all of a sudden I connected all the goddamn dots. I was like, oh shit. And I'm like, there's at least 10 kids in the front couple rows that heard everything I said.
You know what? Though,
It was reading time. It was like quiet reading time.
those kids also had the question. You just took the bullet. You know, you were the martyr for that one.
There was one kid who was like, I fucking knew it. I knew it was pussy. He says it real loud.
Oh my God.
Oh shit. All right. We're Poon, things I carried. Okay.
Yeah.
So Kristen says they're all sick for their jokes, and you know that she's thankful for spending time with friends and for everybody's good health.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah. And then Billy thinks, he makes a little comment, and Johnny says, you know, he wants to get in Kristen's pants, so he plays along. He's like, yeah, no, guys, you know, spending time with your family, it's important during the holidays. And he says that he wishes that he could spend more time and bond with his dad, because his dad taught him how to throw the pigskin in the backyard back in the day. And then we cut to this weird sepia tone slow motion scene, and it's shots of Johnny throwing a football with this Hallmark music playing in the background. I don't know why they couldn't have like maybe just cast like a little kid just to play little kid Johnny. I think that would have worked better than having
It would have been way better.
He was wearing the same shirt and necklace that he had. He was driving the Jeep too. It's like and I have to believe that was deliberate. That was part of the goof. It's like, hey, it's that instead of doing a flashback, we'll just have you do it now. You know, wearing the same shirt.
And it's not like they didn't cast the dad. They could have even had the dad in there.
Yep.
But whatever. And then Billy says what he's thankful for. And what does he say, Tyler?
I'm working on a little Jodo shop over here, so.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
close to
Oh,
being
my God.
done.
I hope it's a turkey. I hope it's a turkey.
I hope it's
I
a
hope
turkey
it's
with
just,
his penis
I
out.
hope it's the butt of the turkey. And Tad's face is the other end.
I'm mostly done. I'll send it to you guys.
Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's Joe's face is a turkey with the warbler.
Yo, anytime there's a silence, just awkwardly, just make turkey noises.
Okay. I'll try to get that in.
Yeah. Okay,
there's a lot of expression that can be made through turkey noises, Joe.
Yeah.
Hit Ryan.
That's not what I expected. That's why it's so funny. Is that really the color? I know you said that you did color correct, but is that really what the turkey? I've never.
It looks so like bashful.
Are they blue and red like that? Are they candy colored?
Some are, yeah.
That's crazy.
The weird thing is that that's Joe's actual eye. Yeah, Joe's eye looks like a turkey's eye.
Eye of the turkey.
And that's actually Joe's scrotum instead of the gobbler there. And you didn't call it.
That would have been so much better if I just put a scrotum on his... Thank you, I'm going to do that next. Okay. Okay, we're back in the Jeep. Kristen asked Billy what he's thankful for. And he says he's thankful for his little mama because his dad is dead. So he's thankful to still have her. Darren, on the other hand, is going to get buck wild. This nerd is going to go skinny dipping naked. He's going to ghost ride his whip, and he's going to have sex, but very specifically with someone else who's in that vehicle. And he keeps hammering back to that. He has all these, aspirations to get laid and everything, but with somebody in the vehicle, he keeps going back to somebody in this vehicle. So anyways, Allie claims that she is a prude and would never sleep with him. But Billy is nothing if not honest and tells her that, Allie, you're a skank. Allie insists that she's only Johnny's girl. She's only got eyes for Johnny. But Kristen leisurely fires back at her that her legs are harder to close than the John Benet Ramsey case. And now this is going to come back several times. And the first time it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. But when... I don't want to spoil it. It comes back. Okay.
It comes back harder.
Way harder. Especially with Joe at the end. The gang drives on, and we cut to our hermit friend coming out of his shack. This isn't the first time we've seen him, right? No. Yeah. We've seen him.
No.
He shouts for Lassie, who's off walking around the woods.
Lassie, also, I thought it was flashy.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So yeah, sure.
Because I have it on Amazon Prime, and it says flashy on Prime.
Okay.
So I assumed it was flashy, but it makes sense to be Lassie. I don't know why they would change the name. Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe that's a joke because he just doesn't enunciate very well.
Yeah, maybe.
Or he couldn't remember it, so the dog looks like Lassie. I don't know.
There's a couple times where I thought I heard flashy, but a lot of times I'm like, no, he's saying Lassie. But anyways, he's shouting for flashy Lassie. And the dog comes upon a small Native American totem pole and proceeds to piss on it. We get a lot of earthquake shots, but nobody's feeling it. So it's just something's coming. Oh my God. And it's the resurrection of the killer turkey.
You want to know something wild though? I had that totem pole as a kid. Not one that looked like it. That exact totem pole.
Is it a Boy Scout thing?
No, my grandma is obsessed with Native American history. And she has all these creepy ass little Native American dolls in her house and all these little dream catchers and stuff. And she went to a reserve once, and at the gift shop they had these little fucking totem poles. That exact totem pole. No joke. I had it at my house. It's gone now. But whenever I see this movie, it just reminds me of that. If I had peed on it, what could have been?
I was going to say, I hope there's no turkeys
sell it on
in the vicinity of your house.
Official Thankskilling.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably still somewhere. I'm going to have to see if I can locate it. I think it's in my parents' basement or something. If I can find it, I will send you proof. I have it.
Yeah. And then as Joe's wondering, do you think Zach could fit it in his ass?
The wings, if you put the wings straight up, because they were screwed in, then it'd be a little bit easier.
We'll go use that as the butt plug end so it doesn't disappear up your asshole.
Ass.
Up your ass.
Okay. So the dog's pissing on it. Turkey comes back. Go ahead, Joe, do it. Turkey comes back, and he immediately declares that he is pissed. Get it? And then kills the dog. We don't really see what happens. We just know that he jumps at it, blood, something happens. So we cut to your grandmother's kitchen, circa the mid-2000s. Lots of wood all over the place. Sheriff Roud is sitting down at the dinner table, and the dinner table is in a kitchen. It's very awkwardly placed right next to the counters and the cabinets. But we know that Rowd is a sheriff because he has a giant gold, and I say giant gold star on his $5 costume cowboy hat. Loved it. That's one of those things, like, is this because of the budget? Like, you just made it a joke? Or, like, did you guys really think it passed? Either way, I loved it.
Yeah. And his mustache, too, is not, I don't believe it's real.
No.
There's no way.
Because even in the scene, you can tell he's patting down the spirit gum on his
Yeah.
mustache.
They just Sharpie it on like Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
Well, his wife, Cheryl, who looks a lot like Peggy Hill, hands him his cup of coffee. He takes a big sip and spits it out. And he declares, this tastes like you shitting it, Cheryl. Well, Cheryl, she turns to him and she says, she holds up the coffee pot. She did, in fact, shit in that coffee pot. And she says, I want a fucking divorce. I can't tell the accent. It's weird, but I want a fucking divorce. But Rowd's not bothered by this one bit. Like, he's just like, he soldiers on. And the phone rings. It's his daughter, Kristen. Kristen is his daughter. And when he answers the phone, he says, Sheriff right here. And they have a little bit of chit chat, but he can overhear Billy in the back of the Jeeps saying something. Hey, Johnny, toss me another beer. And Rowd hears that. He's not happy, and he starts shouting to the phone, you don't do that. We don't do tossing around here. Now, I couldn't tell if the joke is he just assumed it's something bad and tossing is bad, so don't do the tossing, or is it a tossing salad reference?
I thought the joke was just like, he's mad because she's drinking. Oh no, he's mad because they're tossing stuff. Like, I thought the joke was just supposed to be,
we don't shake up the beer?
He's a cop, so like, hey, you better not be drinking. You're my underage daughter. Oh wait, he's mad because they're tossing beer. Like, that was what I assumed the joke was supposed to be.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I don't know either. I still laughed, but I don't know why. Yeah, and that's because I'm an idiot. But then Rowd, he gets easily distracted constantly throughout this movie, and he just says, hey, whoa. Are you going to be joining me for the annual policeman's Thanksgiving ball tonight? And I think she says, yeah, sure, I'll be there. And then he's like, all right, well, your stepmother just left me. See you later. And he hangs up.
I do love that it's just a cliff note in the conversation. Just like, by the way, she's gone. Bye-bye.
And we also, we get, not to backtrack, but, when she shits there's shit in the pot, in the coffee. You see it. It's a close-up of a coiled up turd in the bottom of that coffee pot. And I howled both times. Because I rewound it again because I love that scene. Both times I howled with laughter. It's a simple joke, but it's that kind of movie.
No, it got me too.
Like, she shit in that. I don't know why I think that's more absurd than the turkey. The live turkey. The absurd to me is that she shit in the pot. She made a plan to divorce him by shitting in the pot.
It's the whole thing. It's the fact that she got up that morning. She probably kissed him. She hugged him out of the shower, whatever. Maybe she was in the shower with him. But at some point, she went and dumped in a pot, just waiting for him to drink the coffee. And then she made her announcement.
Do you think she brewed the coffee after pooping in the pot? Or do you think she brewed the coffee, then dumped in the pot?
Well, if you're a pro, you poop in it before.
And then dump.
You poop, I think
don't
you poop
brew
then
dump.
Because I'm saying if you brew it with the shit in it, it will all dissolve, like all the little.
I was going to say, it'll dissolve it. So you got to put the turd in.
Well, maybe she did a half dump, pinched it, brewed it, went and dumped the rest.
Like a poo-poo cappuccino.
Maybe that shit was from a couple of days prior, and she wanted it to get perfectly dried out.
We should have said crappuccino.
It absorbed the coffee and made it even more potent.
This was years in planning.
Oh yeah. You don't just wake up and poop in a coffee pot. No. You plan that. Yeah, for sure.
Rob deserved it. I'm sure he was a piece of shit.
Oh no, I've seen some people on Hoarders who would beg to disagree with you.
Beg to disagree.
Please
let me disagree with you.
Please. Just give me the opportunity. Yeah. I want to say the opposite of what you're saying. Is what I assume that they...
All right, command of the English language is something to behold.
It's incredible.
And he's on 2 podcasts. Okay, 2 Jeeps. God damn it. It's night now. The Jeep is driving. We're getting establishing shots of the Jeep driving. The sun's fading. And we get some, what I thought was generic local hard rock, but Ryan thought it was a metal track. I'll go with Ryan's thinking. The Jeep.
Yeah, isn't that the one that's where it's... Yeah. Maybe that's later on. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what is hard rock and versus metal. I'm not. I don't know very well. Anybody want to talk about some pop punk or anything? Anyways, the Jeep breaks down after dusk, and they all have difficulty getting out of the vehicle, and that's a regular thing. The Jeep is smoking, so Johnny pops the hood. Everybody's like Scooby-Dooed around it, and they're all kind of making suggestions, but you can tell that nobody really knows what to do. But then Allie jumps in. She's like, "Oh, what, Johnny? I think it's a flat tire." And even though, like, look, it's dumb. What she said is dumb, but everybody else was not really contributing anything. But Johnny turns to Kristen. He's like, Adoy, look at this idiot. And it's funny because we're establishing something that clearly would not be the case. Johnny has his eye for Kristen, even though Allie's really putting it out there. So that's a little juxtaposition. It's funny. But anyways, Billy says that, hey, wait a minute. We got the camping gear. We got the booze. Let's go camping. Let's go hang out. Let's have a party. And
I would like to talk about the timeline real fast. Like,
Sure.
was there a plan to camp?
I don't
Because
think so.
Because
I don't
Kristen
know.
told Dad she was coming home and she'd be home for the ball tonight. Tomorrow, after spoiler, tomorrow she calls Dad and is like, "Yeah, I'll be there for the ball tonight." So they weren't planning to camp out here because she was going to come to the policeman's ball, and then they had camping gear, so they're like, "Hey, let's just camp out anyway." The next day, she hasn't missed the ball. Did they postpone it?
Oh man, this is
there a separate ball?
Hold on a second. You've just gotten me on a whole nother issue here, Zach. And I can't remember what's the film phrase for when you set something up, you got to pay it off. What is it?
Chekhov's gun.
Oh,
Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
Chekhov's
Chekhov's
policeman's ball, dude. What the fuck? Where's the policeman's ball?
Where is it?
Also, the end of the movie should have been them luring him to the policeman's ball and like 40 cops pulling out guns and blasting that turkey away.
That would have been great. And then they
But
could
then
eat it.
one of the cops like sees the turkey and is like, "Hey, my daughter's finally here."
Oh, okay. So they have an ugly daughter.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah,
giving
they have a
this
very ugly daughter.
this coal-ridden train of hate for women that you're riding.
Oh no!
And then
This
Joe's
camera's
lens
had
falls
enough.
over. It was agreeing with me, your camera.
Absolutely not. No. I love women. I love to masturbate to them.
Oh God. Okay. Anyways, but Zach, I agree. I don't know what the plan was. I don't know where they were going, and I'm disappointed there's no policeman's ball.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, back on this train wreck. Okay, yeah. Billy says that they should stay. Everybody turns towards Johnny, dear leader, and Johnny's like, "All right, dudes, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go camping. We're gonna have a party, okay?" And everyone's like, "Woo!" And then they grab their stuff. Darren is very excited, so excited that he jumps on Billy's back, and Billy tosses him off because he's an F-bomb. But while he's laying in the ground, wait a minute, and he picks up this old sign, and he's shh. Kralberg. And he does this little bit where he's like saying it like out loud a bunch of times. And then he realizes, ba-ding, oh no, and he runs back to the group. He's got big news because everybody knows what Kralberg is, right? No, nobody knows what Kralberg is. And so Darren's like, dude, this is a huge deal. And he launches into a tale about what do you say? One of the most notorious moments in Pilgrim history. But as he's setting this up, and we're going to go into a flashback is it a flashback or like an animated flashback or a history lesson? We get this weird shot of Allie. I don't know if you guys noticed this. I'm going to have to dig this up. But she's doing like this half smile, like she doesn't know at all what's happening. I loved it.
I never heard of a pilgrim.
Oh, oops, I sent that to Trevor. No context.
Never explain it.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
Until he listens to the episode.
Anyways, that's how Allie looks as he's telling her this. I don't understand it, but it's funny to me. Okay.
That's how most women react to Joe talking to him.
Like, hey, you're so hot and I want to fuck you? Yeah, I agree
That's
with
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
They would
Joe.
run away. Okay, anyways. He launches into the tale of Kralberg or whatever. Essentially, I'm breaking it down here. He says this happened in the 1500s. So the timeline's way off here. It doesn't make any sense because the beginning opens in 16 something.
Like 1621, I think.
Yeah. But anyways, back in the 1500s, there was a pilgrim settlement called Kralberg. This is like kind of like half animated. It's mostly still imagery that's just kind of moving one way or the other. But you get a population sign that says 13, lightning strikes 12. Woohoo! Apparently there was a pilgrim there named Chuck Langston who dishonored a Native American. They say Indian throughout the movie. A Native American named Feathercloud, who may have black magic powers. And don't worry, all the depictions of Native Americans in this movie are totally above board. Don't worry. No, they're actually pretty rough. This Feathercloud, I don't know what was going on with his nipples. It was a mess. But anyways, Johnny realizes that he has the same last name as this Langston, who dishonored this Feathercloud. And Darren's like, oh wait, I never put that together. But yeah, you're probably like, he's probably like one of your ancestors. But anyways, Feathercloud necromanced a turkey to rise and return. And correct me if my ears deceive me, but every 505 years?
Yeah, it's 505.
And so like, that doesn't make any sense because like, why would it be there in the 1600s then? It took place in 1500 and then in 2005 this happened. So anyways, why am I nitpicking this? It's stupid. That's the bulk of the flashback. And then when we cut back to our group, they are around the campfire. Darren claims this is like a super famous tale that turkeyologists everywhere have declared this event the Thankskilling. Bum bum bum. He said the name.
Hence the movie.
Title.
Yeah. But Johnny ain't buying it, and he says it's what is it like? This is exactly like 505 years later. And Darren's like, wait a minute, it will be in 45 minutes. Johnny's not happy about that. He doesn't like being scared. He keeps saying, "You're scared of the girls. You're scared of the girls, dude." But we know you're the one scared, Johnny. Then there's like 30 seconds of just weirdness where I think it was like that they let the take keep rolling and like people start fucking around and like Billy and Darren have this little thing going on. There's a couple moments where like that throughout the movie where sometimes it's funny and sometimes it's like there was nothing there and like Billy just slaps Darren's beer out of his hand or something. But anyways, we get back to the conversation and it's the moment of truth. Who's sleeping and who's 10? Johnny really wants to be with Kristen, which doesn't make much sense. Allie's gonna be the one to put out. And Allie wants to be with Johnny, and that's kind of it. And I'm out.
Technically, this is Trevor's section, so I'm going to be reading his notes here. He sent me a whole section of it here. It says here, Chris Elliott, which I had to look up who that was, because off the top of my head, I didn't know who that was. But he's
the comedian?
Chris Elliott's the guy,
Cabin boy?
Give me, use my strong hand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Off the top of my head, I couldn't think of who that was, but so he's calling the homeless man like what do they call him? The hermit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oscar the Hermit.
He referenced him as Chris Elliott in his notes here. So
not bad. That's good.
No, not bad. So Chris Elliott's in the woods. He's looking for his dog Flashy, and he stumbles on. Well, he wrote Lassie, but again, I don't know.
Whoa, editorializing here.
Yeah, sorry.
You read the written word, dickhead.
I'm silencing Trevor. All right. The dog Lassie. He stumbles upon her dead body, and the turkey's eating the dog. And the turkey turns around and says, "Oh, your dog had an accident." He goes, "What kind?" He goes, "I accidentally cut its head off." That's what he has right here.
I loved it. I loved it because he's not like, "Oh shit, a talking turkey." Yes. He's like, "Well, what's the accident?"
I love that about this movie is that when people see the turkey, it's almost always like a normal conversation with turkey.
Yeah.
Like until turkey does something foul or, foul, get it?
Foul.
Until he does something repulsive, people just treat it like a normal and human. And I love that.
This guy, so there's like a sliding scale of acting going on in this movie.
Yeah.
And most of these people, I'm assuming this is like one of their first projects. Maybe they were community theater people or more, they're just relatives of the director. But it's a beautiful scale where you see people who have clearly no concept of what they're doing and are very uncomfortable, and that's funny. Yep. Then you've got this guy who's clearly fresh to this, but he's given it his all. It's not landing in the way that he would want because he's like desperately trying to remember his lines and things like that, but it's beautiful. And then you get like Sheriff Roud, who's in it and like fucking goof, and he gets it. He memorized his lines a month ago.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's mostly a lot of dads. We get a lot of dads in this movie, like not dads in the movie, but what I assume are dads.
Yeah,
they're
dad
wonderful.
energy.
Yeah,
Massive
big
dad energy.
dad energy in this movie.
BDE, big dad energy.
Yeah, I like at the rap party, they were just like 5 dads all surrounded by the grill, and they're all giving each other suggestions like, "Hey, now make sure you don't cook those burgers too well done.
Grill.
I like mine. I like my pink on the inside."
I'm just amazed that was as decent as it was, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
He even got the double entendre there with the pink.
I honestly figured you were going for circle jerk. I did not expect grill.
Yeah. Don't say circle jerk. He's getting hard.
Yeah.
All right. So
Even though he said the grill is around the dads, but that's
I was about to say something too, but I was like, well, let it go. So he shoots at Turkey, who dodges it. Turkey, I mean, is spry as hell. Dodges the bullet, and scurries off. And the hermit proclaims, "I'll get you if it's the last thing I ever do." He says, "First my wife, and now," but he has Flashy. He says, "And now Flashy," and then he has question mark. So at this point, Trevor did hear Flashy. And he hits his knees and he screams to the sky. Back at the camp. Oh my God.
Joe wasn't even looking.
No, because it's on his screen too.
Sean missed it.
What?
Nothing.
Jesus.
Oh, okay, it's fine.
I walk back into that.
Yeah. Why?
Well,
I
love to show it to Joe because Ryan ultimately laughs the loudest, and that's why I do it.
That's because it brings back such fond memories.
Sure.
Yeah,
Classic. You'd be on instant messenger with somebody, AIM, and you'd be talking and you'd hit them, there'd be a lull in the conversation. And even though you've done it a million times, you'll still hit him with the link. "Hey, bro, check this out. It's the new trailer for fucking Matrix 3, and it's Meat Spin."
It
And
was
just
the
brings
adult
back such
Rickroll.
nostalgic. Yeah, it was nostalgic.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
so-
oh my God, the new Spider-Man Goes Home post-credit scene just leaked. Just like a circle.
Yes, it is a circle. Good job, Joe. You're learning
the
your
pin's
shapes, and
going
we're
a
very proud of
circle.
you. So, let's see. Trevor has back at the camp. They decide to hit the sack and then go to bed. Billy makes a little joke there. He wrote here, Milhouse forces his laugh trying to be chummy with Billy. I assume Milhouse being Darren.
Yeah.
Shit, Kristen forgot to call her dad. Shit. So she runs into the woods. She's like, I gotta go call my dad. Because she doesn't have service, so she has to go find some deeper in the woods. She gets her dad on the phone, and he's pissed that she hasn't called him or checked in, and she explains everything that happened and assures she will head over first thing in the morning and that they're all fine. And yes, she's still going to the policeman's ball, which again, we mentioned was tonight. Maybe they postponed it because Kristen couldn't come home. Maybe it's just at his house. It's just him. He's like taking down the disco ball.
He's going to dance with his daughter.
Maybe he canceled it because he's getting
5.5
divorced.
hours of slow dancing.
Maybe. Yeah.
You know?
He's a bachelor.
maybe.
He's going out to the bar. He's going to find a new wife.
Yeah, tonight's not the night. Tomorrow, when he doesn't have a stomach full of poop coffee, maybe they can circle back around on the policeman's ball. Because
Circle
he
around.
finished the pot. He finished the pot.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, we get some turkey vision shots. His notes are just like quotes here. It's like, God damn it. You got to get another one on the bottom. All right, so it says here, there's no such thing as evil turkeys. There's no such thing as evil turkeys. There's no such thing as evil turkeys. She keeps saying to herself. And then you hear from off screen, there's no such thing as evil turkeys. Oh, wait. And who is it? It's Turkey. He's there.
It's Turkey.
It's Turkey.
Joe, where's Turkey?
It's real angry
Not
that time.
bad.
It's pretty
Thank
decent.
Joe, you're getting better at it. You are getting better.
Joe, would be a good job for you? Get on all fours with some of them dogs and go like turkey hunting with somebody.
Yeah, that'd be good. There's
Yeah.
like those two by the hill at IVCC.
Mm-hmm.
You can go get them.
Okay.
They'd love to have you in the herd.
Oh, I can bark at the best of them. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Dog food? Dog food? Ruff, ruff, ruff.
That's my favorite thing that my parents' dog will do is when they'll just go, dog food, in perfect English. It's my favorite thing.
Bacon bites.
Kristen lets out a banshee-like shriek and manages to hurt Turkey like venom. She runs away and he threatens to drink her blood like cranberry sauce, you meanie. Which this is where I started to be like, oh, this is just Joe lines. Like Joe would have written this because it's just, I'll drink your blood like cranberry sauce, you meanie. Like the way he says it, I don't know. It's just
very
so
good dialogue. Yeah,
yes,
very well
good
written.
dialogue.
Like Alan Moore prose almost.
Almost.
God.
Kristen makes it
No
back
more referencing Alan Moore.
No, it's fine. I like him.
No more.
It's good. It's good. He's good.
The only comic book writer you know.
No, I also know Neil Gaiman. That's just because of his name.
Neil. Big fan of Neil's.
Gay man.
What's funny about that?
Nothing. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. So Kristen makes it back to camp and confirms the story of the evil turkey. And he has here Ditzy Gal and the rest make fun of her. She must be crazy. She lost the turkey during the run, and Southern Johnny Bravo tries to get them to all go to bed. It'll be fine. She goes to bed, has a stuffed rabbit. It bounces off of Allie's head and falls into the campfire. But apparently, and they look at it, they're inspecting this thing, and they're like, oh, that's a bunny. But it's been ripped open by a beak, confirms Darren. A turkey beak.
Well, are you going to do the sound effect of the bunny getting tossed into the fire?
Joe, you want to handle that?
He has no idea. Not bad.
See?
Thank you.
Joe's what is the...
I'm a Foley. Yeah, I'm a
Foley artist, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a foolie.
Yeah.
The Foley.
Anybody want? I'll do sound effects for $5. Sound effects, you need them?
Yeah,
I'll do it for a pack of smokes. I can do really good helicopter. Bum 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 bum.
I can do race car. Crash.
It also sounds like Joe's chair from time to time. The squeak and crash.
His inside.
So, Billy's saying, hey, calm down. This shit happens all the time, right? He has your demonic turkeys gutting animals. Yeah, let's sleep on it. Great idea. And then they go to bed. But Billy does try one more time. Hey, let's hook up to Allie. And it doesn't work out. She's like, you're not copping a field tonight. He's like, well, how about tomorrow? She says, well, maybe tomorrow.
Always
the next
tomorrow.
morning. What?
Always tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. The next morning, Billy wakes up to find Chris Elliott standing over him with a shotgun. And he freaks out. And, the homeless man says, he's like, hey, I'm your guardian angel. If it weren't for me there, that yada, 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 that dang turkey would have killed you. And here's the proof. You got turkey droppings on your chest. And he looks down and he's like, and he wipes those off.
I like the image that this killer turkey who's been savagely, brutally killing people is just like, you know what? I'm going to casually shit on some chests just to fuck with them.
Yeah. Everybody poops, Sean.
It's true. Yeah. The hermit says, that there turkey killed my dog and now it's fixing to kill us as well. And he tells them they got to get out of there, right? So they head out. I do like how, and this is kind of talking, we were talking earlier about how people pay no mind to the turkey. They just kind of talk to it. They come out and they're like, hey, who are you? He's holding a shotgun. Like, they're just like, hey, get going, old man, you hermit. As if he's not there with like a firearm in his hands.
Well, he has the right to bear arms.
Absolutely. So
he wants to wear a short sleeve shirt and during Thanksgiving. That's fine.
He has
That's
the
his
right to spin meat.
So they get over. Johnny manages to get the Jeep going. Like, it takes him no time at all. They pack it up, and he says here, they pack it up, get the Jeep fixed. What was wrong? Did they ever say?
I think it just overheated. That's what they said originally.
That's just, yeah, maybe. So Billy almost misses the boat because he's busy taking a piss. But he gets in the Jeep, and Johnny is in there. He asks Billy what the homeless man wanted. Billy says it was about the killer turkey, and he's kind of starting to believe it because there were turkey droppings on his chest this morning, which the homeless man could have put on him. Like, you know, like I don't know if that'd be enough evidence for me to change my views on it.
Those are turkey poo-poos.
Yeah, but he could have found him in the woods. I know they weren't people poop, but
they kind of look like pieces of poorly constructed beef jerky, like perhaps made by a Buckley. That's what I thought.
No. Buckley Bites looks fantastic. It smells fantastic, and it tastes fantastic. You know what? You can order right now. It's only $10. It's shipped to your door, fresh, just in time for Christmas. You know, probably.
I will not make it for Christmas. This video's not going to make it for Christmas.
If you,
dude, it's March.
Remarketed Buckley Bites as turkey poops, I guarantee it'd sell a hell of a lot more.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Buckley Droppings was the original name. Just revert back to that.
We eat so much meat, it comes out as just little strands of meat.
Yep. So Johnny asks Billy. Oh, okay. Everyone kind of rolls their eyes at Billy, but you know he's like, you know what? I don't want to talk about it. Everyone's kind of heckling him. You believe there's a killer turkey? And he does mention the poop on his chest and all that. And then. Trevor's notes are great. It says, wow, I didn't think my story would have such an effect on you guys. Weird slurping Gollum sound. I mean, you're the cool kids, right? He asks these tax-paying adults.
Did anybody break down? Sorry, I was gone for like, I had to read my kid a bedtime story. That's what happens.
The script of Thankskilling.
Yeah.
Exactly. Did anybody mention how in Darren's legend of the killer turkey, like it's like, oh, this happened after the first Thanksgiving. He comes out every 500 years. That it's literally never happened before.
It's a good point, actually.
Yeah, if you break it down,
because we meant like Tyler mentioned that like it doesn't like the timeline doesn't make sense, but yeah, I guess that would mean that it has never happened since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is technically the second Thankskilling.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He should be a lot rustier than he is.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's been dead for 500 years but you know, it's like I guess if that's what you're built for, you're always ready to go.
True.
It's talking and having conversations that he struggles with, as we're going to see soon.
He's got Buckley mouth.
No, he can chew his food without it having to be put in some sort of puree. He does not have Buckley mouth.
And he can enunciate.
I can chew perfectly fine. And I can enunciate perfectly fine. I just choose not to.
Oh, okay.
No,
that's
a lot of questions.
Not to.
So Johnny puts his foot down. He says, hey, no more turkey stories. Okay. Let's just get home, have a nice Thanksgiving. And Kristen apologizes to Johnny. Like, this blows my mind because Kristen is in the right. She saw it. I guess she's like chalking it up to, being scared, but like she apologized to Johnny. She says, sorry, Johnny, I guess I was just a little freaked out. Beaked out. It was a little goofy there. Johnny looks at her like he's smelling a fart, and he takes her hand and says, hey, no need to apologize, gorgeous. And I believe that is the end of Trevor's section.
Yeah, all right. So,
here comes the heavy hitter.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Bring it in field, guys. Bring it in.
Everyone actually head to the dugout.
The shift is
Where's
on.
the oxygen? We might need it.
Hey, you know what? You're not going to need anybody in the field because I'm going to be hitting nothing but home runs here. Every single one into the outfield.
All right.
Let's hear it.
All right.
So, a middle-aged pervert happens on the turkey by the side of the road and eagerly stops next to it. He tells the turkey that it's ass, gas, or cash, and it doesn't seem the least bit disturbed when the turkey picks ass. He undoes his zipper to ram it in the old egg hole when it pulls a shotgun on him instead.
The dialogue here is absolutely insane because the turkey, you're like brushing over the fact that the turkey like has a moment where he was about to compromise his own anal morals, and he instead says, he's like, no, this isn't for you, and then turns around.
Who's it for?
That's what I'm saying. Like this turkey it almost makes me think that the turkey wasn't going to kill this guy until he took the option, and now he has to kill the guy. It's really weird that the turkey says that. Like, of all the weird shit in this movie, that is probably my favorite and most bizarre thing is when the turkey reasons with himself and is like, No, I'm saving this ass, okay? For someone I love, okay?
He legit just wanted to ride.
again-
He just wanted to ride.
Yeah.
And again, the running theme throughout Thankskilling is human beings not at all shocked that there's a talking turkey.
Right.
That's not the first thing that occurs to them.
Sexually attracted to the talking turkey. Well, in this man's case,
I get what you're
Oh,
saying.
I know. So,
You
all right,
fucking
so the
clown.
guy from Grand Ridge stops, pulls up the turkey. Let's keep going.
not everyone from Grand Ridge is a beast fucker. I'll just move
A
past
just
beast
that.
most of them.
fucker.
No,
you have a
they're
name
just
for
two-
it.
There's two of them upstairs, though.
It's fine. We're not everybody from Grand Ridge is a zoophile, okay?
Oh, Ryan just burned your parents so bad.
Mm-hmm.
How's that make you feel?
And you wonder
Joe?
why my mother won't listen.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't wonder
Ryan's
at all.
fault.
Yeah, I actually don't wonder one bit.
Okay. So the turkey demands that he
Wanderlust.
call the turkey demands that he call his daughter and blows his head off when he's on the phone with her. The gang drops Allie off at her house, and she gives Johnny a goodbye kiss, while Kristen says that her legs are harder to shut than the John Benet Ramsey case for the second time.
Is this the one where it hits really hard and they all feel it? Or is
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
it seems like genuinely like maybe they filmed out of order because it feels like this is the time where Johnny really loves this one. Like he's like truly like the actor feel like maybe loved it because he didn't know it was coming. I don't know. But this one hits so weird for it being the second time it's in this movie.
Yeah, the way I took it is it was on purpose. It's a weird sensibility. They're like, okay, we're gonna just do a joke again, but let's have it be really funny to the people in the second time. And almost like they're just fucking around. Like as they make this movie, they're like, yeah, let the guy laugh real hard at this one.
Yeah.
So Johnny stops at his house to see his mom, but he and his dad haven't talked since he made second string quarterback 2 weeks ago. The dad says hi to Johnny, then angrily farts and storms out of his living room.
He does.
There's a
And
lot
he
of little
does.
farts just added to this movie. Just a little toot.
What is this, a Tyler Am film?
Yeah, I don't know.
So he decides to lie to his dad and tells him that he's a starting quarterback. And his dad says he's proud and he's the best son anyone could ever ask for. The turkey bursts out behind them with a knife, slices off his head and throws it to Johnny. The turkey steals the cigar his dad lit, and Johnny sees his mom with plucked out eyes. He cries in his car that he's going to miss all the good Thanksgiving fixins now that his parents are dead. Johnny tells the rest of the gang that the turkey killed his parents, and the bird walks in on Allie fucking a random guy. He exclaims, sweet pumpkin pie. And I think I saw a little slobber coming off the beak, actually. So the bird bites the guy, and Allie says that he doesn't last too long. Luckily for her, she gets around from the farm animal, and she seems to like it. The bird comes, and she turns around, and he exclaims that you just got stuffed and snaps her neck.
I asked Joe
What
for
a
details.
terrible, what a terrible sentence.
Yeah.
Horrible. And
Well,
also,
Tyler
like,
told
it's
me.
blowing my
Tyler told me to go hard on the details.
I know.
Well, right,
I
but
know,
it's
and
it's actually bizarre to me. I guess going hard on the details is you describing it, but like you didn't make a single comment about it, and that blows my mind. Like I'm happy you didn't go into the fact that this turkey did, non-consensually have sex with this woman before murdering her, but like the fact that all you did was explain what happened, and then you're like, and you sat back there waiting for like a cookie is wild to me.
Excellent. Excellent.
Joe did his
Proud of you.
section. Joe did his section.
Tyler, you
Just
specifically
section.
assigned this section
No,
to Joe,
it's
right?
random. I randomize
No,
it.
stop.
I don't
Are you
buy it.
serious?
Yeah, but normally, actually, when Joe does land on a section of a movie that is very inappropriate, I will manually move him. So this time I didn't.
Okay, see, I can handle it. I can handle a little turkey cum.
We know you can. You beast fucker, whatever you called it. You beast
That's the sound he
master.
makes whenever the zoophile.
Please
That's
call
the
me
sound
by
he
my
makes whenever-
proper name.
Yeah, but that's the sound he makes whenever he comes. It's
Okay, what's next? What's next, turkey liquor?
I'm trying to order some food here, Joe.
Okay. You
I'm
doing
trying to
some
order
Uber
a
Eats?
chimichanga, and I'm hearing you fucking losing my appetite.
Put me on the phone with him. Put me on the phone with the delivery.
I'm using the internet.
Okay. I thought maybe you were doing like a phone call. But okay, I don't know.
Thought you were maybe doing a phone call.
All right, we cut to the gang in the Jeep. They arrive at Allie's house, and Johnny runs in to get her. Billy wonders if they made it in time. Darren tries to do the Ramsey joke for the third time in the movie, and he fails. He doesn't say it right. Nobody laughs. It's very Buckley-esque.
Yeah,
very Buckley-esque.
Well, because it's implied. It's implied that in the joke something to do with that daughter spreading open or something, or it was something bad. I'm surprised Joe doesn't remember.
Yeah, and nobody, everyone kind of groans. So Johnny then comes out and says, Allie's dead. Then he holds up some of his findings, a bloody turkey feather and a condom wrapper, extra small gravy flavor.
Oh.
Billy is mad as Allie was finally warming up to him. Gotta find a way to kill that cock-blocking turkey, he says. They look to Darren. Darren says, well, he survived everything we've thrown at them. Johnny says, we haven't done anything to stop him yet.
It's one of my favorite jokes in the entire thing. One of my favorite jokes in the entire movie. Like, we've really done nothing to try and stop him. What are you talking about?
Darren's like, oh, yeah, you're right. Then he suggests that they go to the library and read all the books that were written about this turkey. Johnny reminds them, hey, the libraries are closed at this time of night. Kristen then informs them that her dad has lots of books. There's got to be one about the killer turkey. They head out. At the sheriff's house, the sheriff is going through his bills, when he comes across a postcard. I can't read my writing. That, coupled with a scrawled note on his fridge of a crudely drawn turkey and the words, win contest, reminds him that his Thanksgiving ball he's got to get ready for it. Got to go to it. Got to dress up for it, apparently. Several moments later, the doorbell rings. He answers it dressed in his turkey costume, complete with his big oversized hat, and looks down to see the killer turkey wearing the classic Groucho Marx glasses mustache disguise. I'm looking for Kelsey, says the turkey. You mean Kristen? Well, I've never known she had a little person as a buddy. He then invites the turkey in to wait for Kristen.
Oh, the chimichangas are here.
I haven't even ordered it yet. Got out.
Okay.
Ryan's getting angry.
Just for that, you're getting Tub Girl.
I can't even see it. Cut to the two of them, the sheriff and turkey, enjoying coffee at the kitchen table. Lots of awkward pauses. The turkey sneezes, claims it's his allergies. Fucking weather. Sheriff stops, says, did you just say fucking?
Hootie hey!
The turkey then says, well, what do you think we don't cuss? We don't cuss because the sheriff, of course, thinks that the turkey's a little person. He's not, of course, using the term little person, but that's what the sheriff thinks the turkey is. Sheriff says, well, I wasn't worried about the size of the fuck. I was worried about the age of the fuck. How old are you? Turkey says, 510 years old. Sheriff says, fuck it then. I guess you can say it. And they go back to their awkward coffee. After correctly identifying the coffee as hazelnut flavored, the turkey excuses himself and says, hey, tell Kristen I said hello. The sheriff then offers his feelings that little people have been treated poorly, and he's always been a proponent of, quote, you guys. Turkey stifles his impulse to kill the sheriff and attempts to leave when, I don't know, I think a turkey wrote this. Attempts to leave when he hears the sheriff say to himself, what an odd little duck. And that does it. We cut to a shot of the house from outside, and we hear the sheriff screaming. In the Jeep, the gang are hauling ass to Kristen's house. They do this whole bit where Kristen points out what her house is. It's not this house. It's the next house. Okay, this is my house. And Johnny's like, I know, I dropped off here last night. I laughed at that. And again, it's this weird little comic bit.
It has that feeling of like on the day type of stuff. Yeah. But it probably was actually written.
Yeah. Yeah. And but it worked. I laughed and I was like, oh, Thankskilling, you're silly. At the front door, Kristen knocks at her own house. Another thing. She's knocking on her own front door. The door opens and the gang is greeted by the turkey wearing the sheriff's face and hat.
This is a scene that every time I've told anybody about this movie, like since I watched it in college for the first time, like I've told them about this scene because I feel like this is a good marker. Like if you hear that a turkey wearing a man's face and hat answers the door and is greeted like as if he's just a shorter version of that man, if you can get behind that premise, you'll enjoy this movie. But if that premise sounds way too stupid to you, you won't enjoy the movie. And like that, so it's always been my benchmark to tell people, like, if that sounds funny, watch this movie. Otherwise, don't. Because I love this gag. I don't know why. I absolutely love it.
I do too. It's the face. It's obviously the sheriff's face. It's that Texas Chainsaw thing with the stitching together, and it's on the turkey's face. And then
jiggles around a little bit.
Yeah, it's just hanging there. He's got the jowls, but the mustache is prominent. And he's wearing the hat. He's got the big 10, 20-gallon hat. And the disguise somehow works. Mm-hmm. Kristen gives her dad a hug. And, what the fuck?
Oh, Jesus.
Turkey
the
got
Matrix
him.
is happening. The Matrix is happening.
Anyways, so the disguise somehow works. Kristen says, gives her dad a hug and says, "You look different." The turkey then takes off the hat. "Oh, I see what it is. You got a haircut." Kristen then introduces the gang to him and asks if he can show them to the collection of books in the garage. The turkey's confused. "Oh, where is it again, honey?" "Oh, Dad, you and your rapidly fading memory." In the garage, Turkey asks them what they're looking for. Kristen lies and says, "I got poison ivy and I'm looking for a cure." She bends down and kisses him. She says, "I'd die if it wasn't for you." The turkey says, more like, "You will die if it was for me." And she says, "What?" And he says, "Huh?" "No." That kind of thing. We then get a research montage. We get various shots of them looking through books, Darren rapidly thumbing through a book, Billy eating fries, Kristen and Johnny accidentally touching hands and having a moment, Darren teaching Billy how to read with a book called Let's Go Trucks. And that's the end of my section.
Okay, I'm up to bat, but I'm moments away from finishing a Jodo shop that I am very excited for you guys to see. I'm going to be honest, it's not safe for work.
Uh-oh. So this one won't be on Twitter.
No,
you can actually show porn on Twitter, I thought.
It's not about that. I think there's
Just
a participant
because you can't
in
doesn't
this.
mean you should, Joe.
There's a participant in this who will not be happy.
God damn it.
Oh, the perfect man.
I'll tell you this. I appreciate the body. I appreciate the body. The face, but thanks at least for that.
Yeah, at least you didn't make Ryan Ron Jeremy or something.
Yeah. So,
at least it wasn't the other way around with Joe's face on Ron Jeremy and Ryan's face on the dick.
I mean, I'll take the win where I can get them.
Yeah, Ryan looking good.
Hey,
You're gonna get your little Buckley wet.
God damn it.
God damn. Why did you blend the face so well? You realize you didn't have to go that hard. Like it's a good blending there.
I like it. My expression isn't really, it's like kind of like I don't like this, but I'm not 100% anti. It's kind of like, what do you guys think? Is this no good? I don't know.
I'd sleep with it.
Okay, here we go. This is Nick's section. Nick has COVID, so Nick's not here. We hope you all get well soon, Nick.
I wish him well.
Yeah, sure you do. Okay.
No. A big get well soon from the Malevolent movie crew.
Yep.
Don't send Nick that Jodo shop. That's not going to help him recover.
Oh, it's in there. It's too late.
Okay.
I like that you
Nick's
did,
on a ventilator now.
I like that you put NSFW like 50 times and then put so like now the people who open it are going to see the picture before they see the NSFWs.
Oh shit! For some reason, I was thinking it goes back to the last message you saw first.
No, I don't think so. I think if they open on the phone, they're going to get that first.
Well, surprise!
That's fine. Hey, whatever.
Okay. Anyways, the montage concludes 20 minutes ago. Darren has found a small dusty book. Johnny is so happy because it took forever. We had a montage after all. And this is one of Kristen's few good deliveries. Very deadpan, almost immediately interrupted. Well, it's only been 5 minutes. Boom. That had me.
He was able to eat like a whole container of fries in the meantime.
Sure. I'm not sure.
No, he was eating fries during the montage.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing. I'm
So
lost
they
right
get
now. I don't know
detail.
what's happening.
I
Shut
don't
up.
remember.
Okay. Anyways, I don't know if this is intentionally or bit or not, but this book is magical exposition. Whatever you need to know, you find immediately. So the book tells them essentially that the turkey can be killed if his magic talisman is removed. Johnny, cranking the acting up to 11, interrupts and says, "I don't know, guys. I never noticed any magical talisman." Kristen and the book both assume that it must be hidden under the turkey's plumage. Unfortunately, they can't read the rest of it because, oh shoot, it's written in code. I don't know why some of the book is in English and the other part is in code, but it's not just code, it's a mathematical code. But good thing because Darren can decrypt it or decode it. But Billy's super upset about this. Billy does not like books or that book learning. He gets so angry that he leaves. He's done. But there's a good little bit where it feels like they're doing some weird improv. Like Billy walks out and then like Darren kind of opens back to where he was and he's kind of like, and Johnny's like off camera very quietly like, "Dude, are you done?" He's like, shh, shh, shh. Funny. Okay, cut to our faceless sheriff, which I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good looking effect.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like shit laid on his face, but it looks, gory and mucky enough, so I liked it.
Yeah.
But he's getting dragged around the floor of like a storeroom. I don't know what the fuck is going on in this house. Maybe they're are not hoarders, but they're preppers.
Like preppers, yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it looks like there's like fancy a file cabinet, like boxes, like they got floral patterns on it. So I don't know what you would store in those things.
Were they boxes or are they file cabinets?
Well, it's like they're like filing boxes, that you
they're
put the papers
filing
in.
boxes, which are not fancy.
Well, they got flowers on them. No, they got
Yeah.
flowers on them.
Floral.
Yeah, you go to Walmart and buy like a 10-pack for $15.
No, them's fancy. Them's
Oh,
fancy
please, have the
filing.
fancy flowers.
If it's not in a garbage bag or a bindle.
Staying organized. That's for them fancy folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put all my
Not
papers
beast
on my
fuckers.
floor and hope it don't flood.
Shut up. God damn it. I
Oh.
want to laugh at you. You make me mad. Anyways, Billy walks in and he's so drunk that he doesn't immediately realize that the sheriff is dead on the ground. But we hear the sheriff talk. Oh my, who is the sheriff? It sounds awfully lot like a turkey. And there he is, the turkey with the sheriff's face. But eventually, Billy catches on that Rout is dead, and you must be that turkey, that killer turkey. And he's like, "Hey, everybody, get in here!" Like this is, and again, it's probably not intentional, but I thought it was funny. The killer is right there. The killer has shown himself to be quite adept at killing, but he's like, "Oh no, don't do that! Don't get your friends in here!" And then they all come running in Scooby-Doo style. Then the turkey gets upset and he drops a couple R's and F's and, the comedy words of the 2000s. And then the turkey reiterates the exposition we heard earlier. Feather Cloud, he's there to kill any white people he finds. There was like a casino joke. It's nonsense. And then Billy seizes the moment and he lunges and he gets the turkey in like a headlock or a warbler lock or whatever. Actually, that would have been so much funner if you just grabbed it by its like ghoulie thing and just held it.
His gobblers.
But the rest of the gang is not on board with it. They're 5 minutes behind, and they're like, "What?" And then like I think Johnny and Kristen step forward, and we see like Billy's holding it around its like belly or gut or whatever, around its middle, and the turkey's neck is like, and you can see the talisman like swinging around like a necklace. So Johnny takes it off, but then the turkey just takes off, and it's literally like a "see you later," like Speedy Gonzalez is just out of there. Okay. Johnny deadpans. Wait. Oh no, sorry. Oops, I jumped forward. Okay. Oh, I just wrote. Billy is tired of this flipping turkey and leaves. So Johnny deadpans that he's dead as they go back to waiting for Darren to finish decoding the book. And then Johnny enters a new room with Kristen, and he almost walks into the camera, but he stops. He's gonna have an emotional moment. Everything gets a little quiet. We start hearing about his feelings. Johnny says it's all his fault. Kristen does some situational football wordplay, basically like, "Come on, you're my quarterback. We can do this. We're going to take this thing to the touchdown, and we're going to do a field goal, and we're going to, we're going to kiss at the Super Bowl." They share a tender moment, And just as they go in for the kiss, Darren interrupts. He pops in. He's cracked it. He's cracked the case. They've got to burn the turkey at the stake like a witch, then say a demonic prayer backwards in unison. And they're all like, oh, yeah, like the thing you do, like the thing that you just always do in like, the movie.
That's standard.
Yeah. But Johnny's upset because this shit's not going to be easy. They wonder aloud where the turkey could be. But wait, the book conveniently explains. Well, when I say the book explains, I mean Darren reads immediately that the turkey must be at his teepee, or it must be killing one of their friends. Billy! Cut to drunk, bloated Billy walking down the sidewalk. We get a shot of the turkey nearby, which I wish they didn't do because it kind of gives some things away. But Billy's like bumbling and he looks down and, oh my gosh, it's a glowing JPEG of a cartoon turkey dinner floating there. And he goes for it. Oh, he picks it up and he's like, oh, and he brings it down to his mouth and it just slowly starts to fade out and be gone. You know, like, again, maybe this was lack of budget or something. The payoff is great. I just wish that we actually saw him like take some bites out of that thing to really sell that he actually consumed something.
But we have to assume he swallowed it whole.
Yeah, the actual turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is that as the image of the turkey's fading, you see nothing there. So like that's my qualm with it.
Yeah.
If he was taking bites out of it, or at least going like, and they do that cartoon thing where your neck goes. But anyways, his chest erupts, blood, guts everywhere, bone. We see open rib cage. Billy, oh, what's happening? Oh my God! And then out from the gut comes a long gun, the barrel of a long gun, and oh my gosh, it's basically Elmer Fudd. The turkey pops out, turns, looks up at Billy because Billy's still standing there, and he says, "Gobble gobble, motherfucker!" And then he turns towards the camera and he says, "Now that's what I call foul play." Now this was, I don't know if we've already mentioned this, but this is like a Freddy thing, right? Like that he says bitch a lot in this, and that's like a Freddy thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Freddy, Chucky, the foul-mouthed little monster.
I was thinking when I saw that scene, I'm like, that's what I call foul play. Sure, you say that at some point, right?
Yeah.
The whole Freddy bit. But for me personally, like what it got me, I probably would have laughed out loud who did the gobble gobble motherfucker. Now that's what I call a tagline.
Oh, sure. So yeah,
it called back to the actual DVD cover art, the poster.
Yeah, that would have been good. I don't think they thought far enough ahead for that. They're like give us another pun. Hey, someone give.
Well, no, because what I read is that they came up with this movie because they're like, oh, there's no other Thanksgiving horror movies. There's no killer turkey movies. So they started, and what they came up with before they even wrote one word of the script was that tagline, "Gobble gobble, motherfucker."
That would have been good.
So they had it first. I don't know. That would have got me.
Lost potential.
Man.
And then is that you're out, right, Tyler?
Oh, I'm done. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, okay. So the team rolls up on Billy and Darren hops out, right? Immediately knows what's going on. Billy's sitting there holding his guts and Darren's freaking out. And like, I thought this whole time that like Billy and Darren hated, like I thought Darren was hated by Billy, but we find out here that's not the case. They were best friends. Maybe Billy was laying it on a little thick because he wanted to be cool in front of the cool kids. Billy's saying, you're Darren saying, "You're my best friend. You're my best friend." And you know what? There was a decent attempt at an emotional death to Billy here.
I felt bad. I did.
Yeah.
I was sad
like
to see
he
Billy
sells
go.
it. Darren sells it. Like genuinely, I was like taken aback because I like I said, the last times I've ever watched this, I was drunk. I watched this sober. I was like, hey man, Darren is really going all out. Like, no, this isn't, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark, by any means, but like he sells it.
Yo, Mr. Stark, dude, I'm not feeling that good.
Oh, my Mr. Stark. Webby's going away.
Not necessary.
I don't like when you talk. I don't like
movie.
when you talk about Marvel stuff because I know you haven't watched a single thing.
Yeah, you don't know any of it. Come on, Joe.
I've seen like 8 of them.
But
I don't
Zach,
believe
picture Joe in an Iron Man suit, but his like gut is poking out and stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do like that.
And there's no ass part to the suit. It's just his.
I'm imagining John Candy in
Avengers
Spaceballs.
assemble.
Yo, look, it's the aluminum foil boy.
I want him dressed as Wolverine with like the wife beater and like his hair like up here and a big cigar sticking out of his mouth. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Except I want it to be a bubblegum cigar.
Yeah.
Bright pink.
So all right, back to the movie. I like it. So it's kind of an emotional moment. The music's playing, and Darren says, hey, it's not that bad. It is. It's pretty bad. The guts are hanging out. He keeps trying to convince him, hey, don't worry about it. It's not so bad. And we get a little flashback here of before the flashback, you see Kristen's face, and I can't tell if she's upset that this moment's happening in front of her, or if she was zoned out during the shooting and they just captured her face. Because she's just like looking on, just completely unfazed. We get the flashback, and Darren mentions before the flashback, I'll never forget the time you gave me my first ice cream cone under the sunset. And we cut to it, and they're having ice cream at the ice cream parlor, and they're skipping in a field. They're playing hide and seek, but big old fat Billy hides behind a little pole, which got me. I'm a simple boy. That's it. He gives Darren a chest bump, but Billy knocks Darren down because, again, Billy's a big boy. And then Darren is pushing Billy on the swings. The song's playing. It's "You're my best friend, Billy."
My dead best friend.
My dead best friend. And I love it. It's great. I love it.
It's a very Butcher the Baker's thing.
Yes, absolutely. So the flashback scenes come to an end, and they come to an end with this really weird, like, Billy is next. They're lying down in the grass. Billy fades out, and then like the screen gets like cut open, and then Turkey like pops out, doesn't make any noise or anything.
They accidentally, when they were rendering this cut, they accidentally it merged a couple of frames with the trailer. Accidentally.
I wouldn't doubt it. It feels so weird because there's no noise. Yeah. And then you get Darren, he's just inside the car looking out as they drive away from the dead body. He puts his hand on the window, and the emotional scene is over. Now we can get back to the goofs, and we get back to Turkey. He's sitting inside the teepee. He's making a nice low-calorie, high-fiber salad. Now, Joe, a salad is like stuff that people eat when they want to be healthy. It's the option when you go to like Wendy's, you look up there and you immediately go, bleh, and you want to vomit. That's a salad. Okay.
Well, see, I believe in body positivity. I think everybody's healthy at every size. I think you can be 700 pounds and still be healthy. So I don't believe in any of that nonsense.
No.
Joe, this is a Thanksgiving movie. I want you to real quick walk us through what's on your actual plate at Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
What's on Joe Buckley's plate?
It's pretty much just turkey and bread, because I don't really like potatoes.
Damn it, I knew it.
Yeah.
A turkey
I don't
sandwich,
like mac
in
and
other words.
cheese. No, I don't eat them together. I don't like them together. They're separate. They're separate.
It's just,
So you mean a bite of
just whites
turkey
and browns.
Yeah, you pile
Yeah.
up your plate with just slices of turkey and then rolls.
Yes.
Okay.
But
You
you
butter the
That's
roll?
it.
do you also eat the other stuff after?
No.
Like, you don't eat mac and cheese? You don't eat potatoes?
No.
No, he hates potatoes except for
I
fries.
don't like potatoes.
Baconator
No
fries.
cranberry sauce.
No.
Okay,
no,
Joe,
Stuffing?
No.
we're venturing into the man with no brain territory here, but I gotta know. Just for my sake, because I get so fired up about the way you eat sometimes. I almost force-fed you like a fucking crab rangoon once because I was so mad.
Uh-huh.
Love
But
crabbing.
when is the last time you had mashed potatoes? I'm guessing it was when you were like 6.
8 or 10
Yeah.
or I don't know.
So why don't you try stuff again? Because I did not like spaghetti when I was a kid, but I like spaghetti now. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
No,
love
actually-
it, but I eat it and it's fine.
Yeah, I got some mashed potatoes and gravy from KFC, and I tried a little bit, and I didn't like it. Recently.
When?
Was it warm?
A month ago, maybe 2 months ago.
How did you get it? Why did you get it?
Because I couldn't get fries instead. It was a combo meal. Like, the KFC here's fucked up. They take like 30 minutes to get your food ready, so I'm not gonna add in like a thing where I want something different than what's on the menu.
So, but the thing is, like, you understand KFC isn't like the gold standard for good food when it comes to like, you can't say like, I went to KFC and got the mashed potatoes. Therefore, I've tried mashed potatoes in the last, it's the same, like a burger. If the only burger you ever had was from McDonald's, you have not had a good burger. There's nothing wrong with the burger.
Loved like the KFC mashed potatoes. So I thought that was like.
I think most people are fine with them, Joe.
Yeah.
But the point is that most of the foods that you don't like, the last time you had them was 20 years ago. So it's time to dig that stuff out again and give it a shot because you're well, I don't know. Maybe your palate doesn't change because you've literally only eaten chicken nuggets for like the last 20 years. But
it might be you don't like things that aren't fried. So
no.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway, back to the salad.
I hate that. If that's the baseline, that's upsetting.
That's what it sounds like to me. Chicken nuggets.
I'm gonna make you fried green beans.
Bread's
I'm gonna make you
fried.
I'm gonna make you fried green beans. You might actually like it.
Oh, I'll give them a shot.
They're good.
I just made some last night. That's all I had for dinner yesterday was a bunch of fried green beans.
Okay.
Homemade. Made my own wet and dry batter, Joe.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll batter you up, bitch.
Yeah. I'll batter you, all right? Wham, wham, wham.
All right, so back to the salad.
Hold on, Honeymooners 2022 with Joe.
Yeah. You're my wife, so I'm going to hate you.
Except, hey, it's progressive. It's you and Tad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're my gay wife, and I'm going to hate you.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He got you. That's the big.
You're my gay wife. And the thing is that if he wrote the joke, it wouldn't have been that. But the fact that it just spit it out, and he thinks the punchline was I'm gonna hit you.
He spit it out like some mashed potatoes.
I'm so mad.
Ew, gross.
Mashed potatoes. Joe had his pads in her thigh.
I'm upset. We're at the salad. So Turkey's tossing the salad, and Kluch is probably, as a whole joke. It comes back later. The team rolls up to the TP, and they're like, "Oh, this must be the TP." There's the only TP in town. And they get out and they huddle up like football, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have a plan. What are we doing? Like, we don't have a plan here." And Kristen says, "Hey, do we have any rope?" And Johnny goes, "Oh yeah, in my pocket." He pulls out some rope, a very small amount of like twine. And he's like, "I got it in case we needed it. I saw it in the truck earlier." And it's like, well, that's very smart, Johnny. And they hatch a little plan. The plan is to have Johnny and Kristen walk in the front of the TP to distract Turkey. And then Darren is going to go around the back, hop in with the rope and get him, right? Not a bad plan.
Get her, Ray.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a great plan, not a bad plan.
I'm laughing because Nick commented, and here I was thinking that COVID was going to be the thing that ruined my day.
Oh, jeez.
I can't wait for Trevor to find it.
I hope, yeah.
Let's see. So Kristen also mentions like, "Oh, what if we had like a lighter too?" And Johnny's like, "Hey, I got a lighter too. I'm always ready to throw an audible." It's another football keyword, Joe. And so an audible is when the quarterback changes the play on the fly. So,
okay.
Fine. Yeah.
I thought it was like a thing where like whenever the quarterback reached his two fingers into the quarterback's butthole. And he's like, "I'm pulling an audible here."
Do you think everyone on the field's called the quarterback?
I think so, yeah.
And then the quarterback to the quarterback.
And here we are.
The quarterback is there. The quarterback.
The quarterback steps back. He throws the ball to the quarterback, but the quarterback's there to intercept. And the quarterback's running. Tackled by the quarterback.
There was a quarterback on like the side, and he was in black and white, and he was yelling like, "Hey, that's a foul! That's a foul!"
And that's why they all have numbers, because they're all quarterbacks. You can't tell them apart. They're all the same position.
Yeah.
Makes sense, Joe.
And then one quarterback was yelling instructions to all the other quarterbacks, like what plays they had to do.
Yep. It's crazy. Football's weird, man.
I know, yeah.
So Johnny and Kristen, they enter the tent, and the turkey reveals that he's invincible, right? He's like, "There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm invincible," right? And Darren jumps in, and Turkey says, "What are you gonna do? Catch a fish, you prick?" As he like wraps him up with the twine that he has. So the team begins the prayer, and he's like, "That doesn't work, you idiots!" I think he drops an R-bomb. He's like, "You idiots, this isn't gonna work." And they're saying they call it a prayer, which is weird because like it's not, right? Like it would be like something else. Like I think
it was just they didn't have the thesaurus out to find a synonym.
Sure,
is what it is.
So they start the prayer, and the turkey's saying blah 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 blah, as but then he starts to get affected by this. and he starts begging them to stop. And Darren finally says he's ready to be sacrificed. I'm ready to see, or then Kristen says, I'm ready to see this cock burn. Johnny says, you mean turkey? And she says, no, I mean like a penis, not the animal. That's
a Joe joke.
That's a Joe joke. Yeah. Turkey then turns and runs, manages to get out of there. He busts from his constraints. And who's waiting outside but our homeless man with the shotgun? And he, boom, shoots the turkey. It flies over into a trash can and seemingly dies. Johnny, Darren, and Kristen, they run outside and they're like, no, you dingus, you can't shoot him to death. It's very specific how we have to kill this thing. And they go and look at it and well, okay, it actually looks very dead. So good job. And the homeless man laments the death of his dog, and the turkey's eyes start to glow green. And I love the vagrant says, he's like, someday you'll understand when your mom or he's like, your mom or your dad or close friend die, you'll understand. Then he walks away. Johnny says, hey, I sure learned a lot from this experience. I made some lifelong friends too. And then they're like, you talking about that guy? He's like, no, that guy's weird. So now that the job has been done, or so they assume, they decide, hey, why not go to Kristen's, have a little bit of a movie night? We don't got to call the cops about the dead bodies. We don't got to go figure this stuff out. This thing's dead. Let's just get out of here. We got flicks to watch back home. And so they head out, and the turkey's eyes start to glow green. What does this mean? We'll find out.
Oh no.
Blah, blah,
Cut
blah.
back to that garbage can that turkey was shot into, and it turns out it is full of radioactive waste.
Oh,
It's
no.
What are
glowing
the odds?
green. And we know it's radioactive because there's a sign. It says caution, radioactive materials. And cut back to
Hold on one second though.
yes.
When we get to see inside the garbage can after the turkey lands in there, does he land on a gas can?
I didn't catch that.
Let me look.
Because it says something like hold on, because at first I thought that this was
chainsaw.
yeah, I thought this was a really meta joke. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but basically, we the audience know that bird has to burn, and it's so convenient that there's a gas can already in there. Flick the match, boom, it goes up, but they don't
It says
do
like
it.
chainsaw weed eater, like
Yeah. So I thought that
Oh.
was like that was a part of the bit, but maybe I'm just like way looking into it and it's just like a accident.
Well, it's a radioactive can of gasoline, first off, and there's also a radioactive 2-liter in there, apparently.
And it's also a
But
garbage
yeah,
can.
maybe- Yeah, right. He does specifically call it a dumpster.
Oh, he does.
But it's not a dumpster. It's just a trash can.
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
No. So we cut to Kristen's house, and after all this murder and mayhem and tragedy, our heroes just pop some popcorn and snuggle up on the couch to watch Night of the Living Dead. Gotta love
Nice
that
public domain film.
Yeah.
Knew he was going to bring it up. Knew it.
I knew it
Yeah.
too. I was like, just
No, it's a
waiting.
little tidbit. It's fine.
No, that's good job. It's good job.
Part of his comedy act is he mentions that Night of the Living Dead is public domain.
What else is public
everybody
domain,
knows
Joe?
about it.
Yeah, what are some other
Uh,
classic horror films that are public domain?
What, The Last Man, Carnival of Souls.
Your parents' sex tape.
No, that's copywritten. I own that. I get it for 95 years, and if you ever remake it, I get the royalties.
Yeah, Bucknut
I wish they wouldn't have
Industries.
remade it. I wish they didn't make it in the first place, and they remade it 2 more times.
I thought you liked my siblings.
Well, I like them better than I like you, but
Hmm.
I ain't saying a whole hell of a lot.
Okay, that's fine.
Let John finish his thought.
Sorry. We're going to be
We all want to
alright.
go to bed.
My God.
Did you not?
Okay.
Yes.
Right, these should be chongas.
Yeah, it's on its way.
So, the blood is still fresh and wet on their parents, but Johnny, he is happy. His parents got killed because now he gets to bone Kristen, and he asks her out like a shy 7th grader at a Y dance. Will you go out with me? And she says yes. And they start making out, and Darren's seen enough of this shit. He's on the couch with them too. So he says he has to go pee or something. So we cut to an outside.
I gotta go make tinkle. That was the line.
Well, in the frame.
No, he
I gotta go make
Joe's
tinkle.
being an idiot. But the framing of that shot is wonderful because Johnny's right in the center. You get half of Kristen on the left. You get half of Darren. And Darren keeps popping in to grab the popcorn. And he's like, just like watching him. And he just keeps going back and forth. And he just gets steadily annoyed.
It's really good. Yeah.
And it's palatable annoyance too. Like he's selling it hard, but it's not like overacted too much. Like it's believable. It's like, God damn it, man.
Yeah.
Like I just want to chill out and watch this movie. And now you guys got to do this
bros,
shit.
dude. We don't need the chicks.
So then we cut to an outside shot of the house. Why? For no reason. For like 4 seconds. Then it immediately cuts back to in the house.
Well, we forgot to establish where it was.
Like nothing happened
later,
Nothing else happened outside. So I don't know. So we go back to the house and Darren's in the bathroom and he's washing his hands and he's washing his face and he's doing his weird mouth thing, slurp thing in the mirror.
He's like practicing it.
Yeah.
He's like making sure he gets it right. It's weird.
It's like maybe it's super meta and Darren's whole nerd bit is this him being nerd around his friends so he can fit in with the clique. Because maybe he's actually the jock in his own EV.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because they're all playing archetypes.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess Billy is just the redneck, or what's his bit?
Yeah. He's the basis for Eugene and Bob's Burgers.
Yeah,
that's what he is.
Yeah, that's actually.
I don't know why they made him rednecky, but I mean, he's the fat party animal. You know?
Okay, I was trying to like watching this, and I know they're all, he was playing up the cliches, whatever. But I was trying to like actually, make sense of their relationship. I'm like, okay, Johnny is the backup QB. Maybe Billy is like the backup offensive lineman. So they're on the practice squad together. And Darren is like in one of Billy's classes and he like helps him out with homework because they're in the back together and Darren's kind of funny and says goofy shit and Billy gives him shit. And there's kind of this, he helps him out with this test. And then Billy in turn invites him to parties every once in a while.
Yeah, I had the same thought about like maybe Billy's on the football because remember the Titans? They got like the big guy who's like the redneck white boy, and like the big chunky guy they usually have like a heart of gold. Obviously, Billy doesn't, but that was my thought as well.
Yeah, I was just trying to justify it.
Yeah,
putting way too much thought into this.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's practicing his nerd bit in the mirror. And then he goes to look at the fridge for a little late night snacky poo. And but then he gets the old meat thermometer stuck in his ass. And
it was a good bit.
Yeah, Turkey is back and he's radioactive. He's glowing green. And it looks decent, I guess. They kind of however they were to do that. Radioactive turkey pounces on Darren and starts ripping out his tongue viciously with his beak, pulling it until Darren's tongue just stretches and snaps right off. Turkey tosses it aside like a dog tosses a bone and then starts viciously pecking Darren's pectorals. And it's grotesque and it's violent and it's nonstop. And he pecks and pecks and pecks and pecks until he rips out Darren's still beating heart in front of him. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's rough. Like it's actually visceral. Like they do some good stuff in this movie of like just catching it out of nowhere. Because everyone else, they just get like horrible fake neck cut shot or whatever, But I will say this about Darren. If the heart being pulled out didn't kill him, his internal body temperature of 180 degrees was going to kill him. Because no human being should ever run that hot. Yeah, exactly.
Darren is sitting there dying. He sees a vision of his old buddy Billy calling him to the pearly gates where there's no vicious radioactive mutant turkeys that can hurt him anymore. We cut back to Johnny and Kristen. They're now passed out on the couch after their hot and heavy junior high makeout session. Johnny wakes up. I had a bad dream. He thought he hears a turkey. He thought he heard the turkey, Joe.
Do the turkey noise, Joe.
Oh.
Thank you. And Kristen says there is no way that turkey is toast, okay? Unless, as Johnny says, unless. And Trevor, do your Johnny voice for this, please.
Who? You said Trevor.
Oh, sorry, Tyler. Sorry, Tyler.
Oh, what Johnny? What am I supposed? What's my line?
Unless he fell into some radioactive waste. Yeah.
Unless he fell in the radioactive waste.
Mm.
That's what he says.
But that only happens. Yeah. That only happens in movies.
What's my line? What am I saying?
Okay, you said.
I'm sorry. I'm Jodo shopping over here. I'm lost.
Oh, you're okay. You're okay. So Johnny says, "Well, he fell into a bucket of radioactive waste, but that only happens in the movies."
Okay.
But he fell in a bucket of radioactive waste. Unless that only happens in the movies.
The Oscar goes to Tyler.
It does happen in movies.
It's
the movie.
It's the same voice for every character.
I just keep thinking of Sledgehammer every time.
Yeah.
I love it.
Johnny leaves to check on Darren because this dream has left him shaken. Turkey, radioactive turkey, pretends to be Darren in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen making a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, I think they should have done more with that bit. It was good. Johnny discovers Darren dead, bleeding in the kitchen, turns around, and radioactive turkey shoves an electric turkey carver in his gut. Ah! He's screaming, and Johnny's screams get Kristen's attention, and she comes into the kitchen and punches old turkey and gets Johnny away while he's still impaled. We cut to outside where Johnny and Kristen run and hide in a storage shed out back. Johnny's in pretty bad shape. Kristen grabs a can of, I don't know, WD-40 or something from the shed and asks Johnny if he still has that lighter from earlier at the teepee. And you know what? He does. Cut to the pink and purple turkey vision. Oh, it's coming towards the shed. It's coming towards the shed. Turkey finds them in the shed. She creates a makeshift blowtorch with the can and lighter. Roast in hell, asshole. And fuck. And turkey is on fire.
Gobble this, cocksucker.
Oh, that's not the line.
I'm sorry.
Johnny, while dying, professes his love for Kristen, but turkey, radioactive turkey, is not done yet. Even though he's roasting on fire, he's still coming after her. Kristen hears a voice. Whose voice is it? Is it Oscar the Hermit? I don't know. Put him on a stake like a witch. And then all of a sudden it hits her. Boom. She picks up a baseball bat from the shed, hits a home run out of turkey onto a conveniently located funeral pyre, teepee, right outside the shed. It just happens to be out back already. And turkey goes up like the 4th of July. And turkey boasts, I'll come back and kill you all. And old hermit, who apparently was watching this entire show, sneaks up out of nowhere and says, nice job, girl. And Kristen takes a bit of roast turkey leg that has just randomly showed up in her hand and says, I know.
Radioactive turkey leg, we can assume as well. But hey,
unless you know, old hermit was just walking around with a bucket of KFC, and she just reached her hand in there out of the shot and grabbed it. While admiring her handiwork, the turkey roasts and his embers dance in the fall sky like fireflies. We cut to a well-dressed family around a traditional Thanksgiving table. There's a big old roast bird in the center as a centerpiece. It is Thanksgiving. One family member is wearing a dumbass turkey hat, and the only sensible one in the entire film, the little girl at the table, calls him out on it. They clasp their hands and give a prayer of thanks. Then the turkey on the centerpiece begins to shake and move on the table, and that headless turkey carcass jumps up. It's alive. Ah, do I smell a sequel? And then that is the end. But we get a to be continued in space.
Dun, dun, dun.
Credits.
Star Wars crawl goes out.
Goes down. Boom.
That's how it sounds.
Yeah.
That's the end. All right. On a scale.
That's it.
on a scale of malevolent to benevolent, Buckley, I want to get it out of the way. What do you got?
This one was mixed for me. I thought it had some good aspects and bad aspects. I did like the score, and I thought some of the kills were decent. But I was bored through some of it, and I thought some of the characterization was a bit off. So it's like real. Huh?
Some of the characterizations of what or who?
No, just like the people. Just they like all the characters. But so it's kind of like right down the middle for me.
Guys, I really got the feeling that Sheriff Roud wasn't a sheriff.
Yeah. I didn't believe in his performance, and that took me right out of the movie.
So what is it?
So I'm gonna go.
Soft Malevolent.
Benevolent.
Benevolent?
Yeah, I will.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Shocking.
That's something to be thankful for.
I'll see what Zach has to say.
So, going into it, I assumed this was a full benevolent for me because
I saw. I am not bald on the top. I have hair there.
It is a beauty. It's a beauty. That one can go on Twitter.
Yeah, put it up, please.
But yeah, going into it, I as soon as I saw that this was Sean's pick, I was stoked because I remember just fond memories of watching this in college. Like I said, I've seen it a couple times. It's been a while though, and I was like, I will say some of the humor didn't age well in terms of like, that joke doesn't hit me the same it did in 2010. But it's still benevolent for me. It's stupid. It's crude. It's what you expect. A movie that starts with boobs and the first line is "nice tits, bitch." Like they didn't dress this up to be anything it wasn't. Dress this up. It's a little joke.
Yeah, I got it.
But like, it is exactly what you're promised. So it is benevolent for me. It's not like a full blown. I'd recommend anybody watch this. But if this is your type of humor, you like crude, stupid stuff. Some of the effects are decent. Like I said, Darren and Billy's little scene is surprisingly emotional. So like, hey, you know what? It's a fun time. So I'm gonna go benevolent. Let's go Tyler.
Okay, I love Thankskilling, and there was a time where Thankskilling was a big part of my life. Love the sequel, which is the concept is like there is a sequel in the universe of this world to this movie, but I can't remember if it's the turkeys trying to get rid of it and destroy it or something. It gets very meta, very goofy, and one of my favorite YouTubers plays a part in that, Mark M. From Sick Animation. And so there's just a lot that I love about it. Having said that, I hadn't watched Thankskilling in a long time, and this watch wasn't as home runish as I was hoping for. Going back to Ice Queen was awesome. Like that was the pinnacle. Going back to Shredder, great experience. This one, it left me wanting in a lot of ways. And hey, I can look past the dated humor and the language that doesn't fly these days, and try to look at what they were actually trying to do. And I do like Ryan Revere's the director. I have watched a lot of what he's done, and I enjoy his Critters short film, and so he's got real talent. Apparently he just can't get the money to make something that suits his sensibilities. But having said that, I think his lack of budget for this is what made it. So it's good. It's good. It's a benevolent. It's a really modest benevolent. I would say maybe a 2.8 on the 5 scale. I don't know. What I think worries or concerns me is, this is stupid, but this is the horror comedy nerd in me. In 30 years, am I going to want to watch this again, or am I going to reach a point where it just doesn't sit anymore? Ice Queen, I think that's always there. That's always going to be with me. But this one, it feels like it has a shelf life. So watch it now.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Did Sean go?
No, not yet.
No.
Sean, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this was my pick, and I told you guys a story about how I was really anti Thankskilling just because there are certain movies that whatever reason they just make me feel dirty and grimy and bleh. And if they're made to be that way, or it's just that's the way it's made, like Planet Terror, one of those movies. Like I feel like I needed to take a shower after watching that. You know, Redneck Zombies, same deal. And the first time I tried watching this, I had that same feeling. Like I wasn't in the mood. It's just kind of like grimy and grisly. I'm like, what am I doing? I could be doing anything else with my life than watching Thankskilling. That's why I was hesitant to pick it this time. That being said, going back and rewatching it really for the first time fully for this, I had a really good time. I had a really good time.
Yeah.
My big issue was we discussed earlier, I wasn't sure if some of the acting was supposed to be comedically bad on purpose for the character, or if and I think we talked about the little miscasting little thing, like, and that tonally kind of like you weren't sure where the jokes were supposed to land sometimes. But that being said, okay, I will give this movie Benevolent. Well, mid-scale Benevolent solely for the scene with Turkey and the sheriff at the table.
Yeah.
Where the awkward as hell situation. Everybody's been in that situation. And when the turkey takes a sip of the coffee, hazelnut. And he's like, yep. That I laughed my ass off at that line, and that's enough to put it in the Benevolent line for me. And you know what? I really want to see the musical. I'm curious about the Thankskilling the musical. That there's a script out there and some super fans.
Really?
Put together. They compose the music.
Okay.
Yes. It's showed in a few different cities. And yeah, I bet it was people that just like kind of like got it together with their friends. They watched this movie and they're like, we can make a musical out of this. And I found a couple clips online, and it seems very similar to Evil Dead the musical.
I suspect so. Probably.
If you see people in the front row, they've got like splatter
raincoats
on and stuff.
Yeah. Ryan, head to the chat.
I'm curious. So yeah, man, I'm halfway Benevolent, man.
Imagine there's like a full recording out there.
This was a Thankskilling redemption story.
Oh God!
Oh
a picture of the
That's what I
Thankskilling
like.
the musical final stuffing. I'll have to dig into that more. But no, yeah, this is benevolent for me. Middle, kind of like everyone's sentiments. Middle of the road, not super, and like Tyler said, it comes down to rewatchability. For me, there is very little. As much as I loved it and had a good time with it, maybe in 5 or 6 years, I'll throw it in again and but and that's kind of how I feel about all of these, or a lot of these uber low budget horror comedies. They're sketches. They're hour and a half sketches. They kind of hide behind the fact that, well, we're making a parody, so we don't have to be cinematic. Now, not to say Thankskilling does that all the time. There are some great shots in that, and like I said, I think the director is very talented, but it's not a movie like I sit, in the traditional sense. It feels to me like an hour and 6 minute mad TV sketch. It's it's like, okay, killer turkey and goofy characters, and it's all there for the goof. So for me, there's no rewatchability in that very much, but I still had a good time, and it did what it was supposed to do, which was entertain me for an hour and 6 minutes, and I laughed, and it was great for the Festicul's Hunt for Holiday Horror, and it was kind of a redemption for me too, because I didn't really enjoy it when I watched it the first time, and this time it hit right. So,
and that what the fuck? What do we call the length of a movie?
Runtime.
Thank you. That runtime is very important, because if it's a minute longer, it's only hurting itself.
Yeah.
So you probably could have even shaved 5 more minutes. Get it to
I was going to say
absolutely.
I was tired of it. I was getting, even though I enjoy it, I was getting tired of it at around 35 minutes even. I was like, but yeah, if this would have been a tight 58 minutes, I would probably have enjoyed it even more. But as it is, hey, I would say if you've heard this podcast, you listen to it, you haven't seen Thankskilling, if you want to watch it or not at this point. I mean, if it's something you'd watch, I think it's funny. I think it's worth one watch. So. Benevolent.
Yeah, and at the end of the day,
I ended up
and I was just thinking, but you know what? I was just thinking. Now I'm like, I would consider putting it in my collection, And I
So-
got a lot of crap in my
I
collection. I've got the
almost-
fucking
Yeah.
worst movie collection ever.
I did
I have no
almost buy
standards.
it I was at C2E2 one year, and I like they just had a booth there, and I almost bought it to get it signed by
The
Kaufman.
turkey?
No.
Oh.
Kaufman was
Wait,
there.
is
I
this
got
in
my picture
Troma?
with him. Well,
Did Troma put it
no,
out?
They put it
Released
out. Yeah,
No.
they didn't make it, but they distribute it now.
Were they the
Do they do it now? Okay.
They do because it was a Troma booth, and he was there,
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
did
yeah.
get a picture with him. But like, yeah, they did not make this movie, but now they do distribute it.
Yeah,
I was
read
gonna
the-
get it signed, but I didn't.
I
Oh,
got
okay.
Combat Shock signed by Lloyd Kaufman to the Malevolent movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I read an interview with the director of Thankskilling, and he said that it was almost a Troma movie.
interesting.
They were
I
like in
wonder if,
talks,
like-
and I think they had a contract laid out, and then I guess Netflix came calling,
oh, really?
and they went that route, doing the streaming route instead of the physical distribution through Troma. And
I wonder
they
if
actually-
eventually they sold it back or sold
They-
it to
they
him
probably-
or something.
no, they probably did. And
Back in
I think
2007, they had. I don't remember Netflix.
Well, it would have been Netflix buying like the actual DVD
Oh, okay.
to sell like physical, I assume, right?
Yeah, Netflix,
I-
when they
I
started
mean, thinking into
streaming.
the specifics with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
When
I
Netflix
thought it was at
started.
the
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was thinking I was at the early end of when they started doing streaming, and they were attributing the access of it to its kind of cult status.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
'Cause
I
I was gonna say,
remember
like,
seeing it. I remember seeing it in every video store I went to. Like that was
Yeah,
a big
right.
part of it.
Yeah, Netflix had like a very small like instant streaming like section to start with, and there was like
Yeah.
a lot of like just weird like stuff on it.
Yeah, and when it first started, you only were given as many hours a month as you paid for. So if you were paying the $8 a month to get the 2 DVDs or whatever, you then got 8 hours of streaming that month, and it was shit like Transmorphers.
Jesus, I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, and we're talking 2009. And that's where the early, and it wasn't like it is now, obviously.
It did,
But it would have, Thankskilling would have been something you would have seen in 2010 and 11 during that streaming time.
in 2007, Netflix began offering subscribers the option to stream some of its movies.
Yeah.
So maybe that did fit around that
Yeah.
same time. That's crazy if he had
And it
access to
was
that.
this kind of stuff. It wasn't studio stuff. It wasn't, like I said, it was the Asylum stuff. I remember.
Wow. Okay. Very interesting.
But
Hey,
There we go.
Okay, here's what I will say. Netflix, if you want to get my business, not that you don't already, but if you want to get more of my business, start funding this shit. Start giving out $50,000 and $100,000 to like fucking desperate filmmakers and have them make weird shit like this. Because like this is what I want to watch. And look, I'm gonna be honest. My heart it just breaks more and more every year as we lose video stores. Because that's my favorite thing is that feeling of going to the video store, grabbing something because of the DVD cover, and maybe reading the synopsis, but really the images is what you're looking at. And I just don't have that anymore. And you know, you can do that on Tubi, but it's a it's a hit or miss experience.
Yeah.
So we need
You
more.
gotta take a trip on down to Joe's Grand Plexorium and pick out something to watch.
Okay.
So I could see you starting your own video store, like retro style as an entrepreneur. You get a little backing and some gumption someday.
Yeah, I think. Maybe in Ottawa, but I don't know if the area would be right for it.
well, you'd have to stock. You would have to stock movies that you don't like, Joe, that other people will rent so you can make a
Yeah.
profit. So you might have to
It's
put in.
just-
Happy Gilmore.
There's just an
You know what
old
I mean?
boy wall.
Yeah.
That's all Joe would like. He'd
Yeah.
be like,
Old
"All right,
boy
thanks
wall.
for coming in. Here's old boy. I know that's what you're here for."
Yeah.
Oh, if you want a copy of Salo, it's just above the toilet.
It's how some video stores would have recommendations from the clerks that were real knowledgeable. Joe's just has, hey, these are the movies that Reddit told me are good.
No, that's the only section.
I know about movies.
It's not horror. It's not drama. It's
The
not
Reddit
thriller.
films.
It's Reddit picks. It's
Yep.
just all of it. Well, okay, we have a big thing we have to discuss here at the end of the episode. Trevor, unfortunately, he wanted to call in, but he's not going to make it. Here's the message he wanted me to read. It's not complete. So either he forgot to finish or just didn't care. I'm not going to make it for my little bit tonight. Just let them know that this was a very hard choice, but ultimately I had to go with my parameters. And that's where it ended. On and.
Okay.
So, Ryan, I'm going to let you take the reins on this. Okay, Trevor's keyword was... What was Trevor's keyword?
Lore? Did he have lore?
Yeah, it had to have like folklore.
Something like that?
And it
folklore.
didn't have to be like, it could have been any folklore. As long as it was folklore in the movie. So the myth says, the tales say, and he couldn't do, I think it was Killer Santa and, no remakes, I think. No remakes.
Okay.
And so what did he do?
He chose a movie called Krampus Origins. Now, if you've spent any time, we just mentioned Tubi, that's a great place to find any number of low-budget Krampus movies. There's Krampus, Krampus 2, Mother Krampus, which I think is just a woman killing people, and there's not even a monster
that's
in
legit? You didn't just make that up, Mother Krampus?
No, it's Mother Krampus, and I think there's a sequel to it.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, go to Tubi and put in Krampus, and you'll see. There's a lot. I've watched
You'll have seen
many of them.
If you're a fan of these types of movies that we watch, you will have seen this cover before. It's fairly recent, right? It's within like the last 4 or 5 years. I didn't look up the
year, but it's all of these things are in the last couple of years. Krampus has really just taken the super low budget world by storm. And so, Krampus Origins is Trevor's pick. It is a period film. It is set, I think, in the First World War. Might be the Second World War. No, I'm not sure. One of the two world wars.
If you pick either of the world wars, just pick the most boring section of that war, and that's where this movie takes place.
Oh, jeez.
I have already watched the film, and I'm not going to give my 2 cents.
Well, I'm going to get it out. I'm going to get it out now while Trevor's not here. Trevor, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck happened? Like, I'm shocked, dude. I'm fucking shocked. I haven't finished it. Ryan's the only one who's actually watched it through.
It. Yeah, I finished it.
What
Did you get to the part where Krampus shows up?
Yeah, I had to skip to get to it, and I'm like, it doesn't even look like the DVD cover. Which, hey, that kind of took me back. I will say this: I'll give you 1 point for that, Trevor. I like the fact that the DVD cover has nothing to do with the Krampus we see.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, I'm like, what the fuck is? I'm like, this looks like a fucking Zack Snyder's Justice League. This fucking villain coming up.
It's set at a boarding school, Catholic school, shortly after World War II, and it's very drab. It's a classier Krampus indie film, I guess. I mean, they're trying to do stuff.
Ryan wore a suit while watching it.
Yeah, I did. I sat there.
Damn, you're saying no tits?
No. That's what I mean. When you guys watch it, if we get the discussion, it is, I will give it this. It is not what you're expecting when you see that cover and you say, oh, it's another indie Krampus movie. It is not at all what you're going to expect. It is the masterpiece theater of low budget Krampus movies.
Oh boy.
That's what it feels like watching it too.
Okay. You know what? Again, Trevor, what happened here?
Trevor.
I'm looking up images of Krampus Origins. Another image caught my eye. Krampus Unleashed. It's a Krampus holding a snow globe with a Santa inside going, I just watched the trailer. It's fucking wonderful. It's so bad. There's bad child actors. There's bad adult actors. There's an ugly Krampus costume. What happened? What happened? Are you getting divorced? What happened?
I was going to say, you gave us Lucky Stiff last year.
God, what a fall from grace. Oh, good thing
he's setting us up for his redemption arc in the spring. That's what he's setting us up for.
I hope so. Festicul might have to take your name out of the competitor's dish next year, the stocking. After this is a...
Maybe he was just putting all his chips in my basket.
Wow.
In like NASCAR, sometimes teammates, only like
shake and bake, dude. Shake
exactly.
And bake.
There can only be one first place.
Wow.
Could
Looks like Trevor really buckled it up this time.
But as you'll see, it's not. I will say this. I think we're breaching something brand new. This isn't a spaceship terror type of what the fuck. this isn't even a sledgehammer. This isn't a sickness house. It's a different kind of like, ugh.
They wanted to make a real, serious Krampus origin movie. Is that right, you think?
Yeah, I kept, the vibe I kept getting as I'm watching
like the
it.
Vitch.
Exactly, Joe. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. It felt like the director was a fan of that filmmaker and was making his low-budget Krampus version of Robert Eggers films. That's the vibe I got. It's a classy production.
You're selling
it's
this
low
really
budget,
hard right
it's
now,
uncorked.
Ryan.
Huh?
I said you're selling this really hard right now.
I just finished it right before we started recording, so it's still fresh and I'm still thinking about it. So I'm trying to figure out if I didn't like it, but I didn't actively hate it. I'm confused by it. And I won't get a chance to watch it again, except to really quickly do whatever my part is right after work before we record on Monday. So who knows what will stick in my brain, what I'll even remember. But it'll be interesting.
All of a sudden I'm really busy Monday night.
It was good to see everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing good.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to trim the shit out of this episode.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tangents today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why,
God.
you didn't like all the gobbling?
Just Joe's gobble. That's all it needs to be.
Well, if anybody wants to see the top secret image that got the big laugh today, message me, and I will send you an NFT.
You're gonna end up in court for sending that image to somebody.
Yeah.
The one 6-year-old fan we have.
Yep.
Well, Joe, take us out. What would the turkey of Thankskilling say as we exit?
All right. Well, what he's gonna say is, you gotta check out our other podcasts. We're over on Spotify. We're over on Google Play, and you gotta listen to the man with no brain. If you like me and Ryan, we have a podcast where we just chit chat a little bit back and forth. And yeah, if you want a T-shirt,
You're nuts.
No. If you want,
how would the turkey say it?
The turkey wouldn't say anything.
How would the turkey say it?